Steve.
Dan Patrick.
Welcome to the Dan Patrick Show.
We are the most unathletically decorated show in radio history, I think.
America's most revered sports talk show.
Respect the position that you have.
But today, Dan Patrick and the four Danettes are not here. So sitting in for Dan Patrick and hosting the Dan Patrick Show, here's Steve Covino and Rich Davis.
Oh, what an honor to fill in for the great DP on Fox Sports Radio, Covino and Rich. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever the heck you're at. Let's do this today.
And let's have a good night. Good morning.
Let's go.
We're here. Name the movie.
Good morning, we're here. Oh, Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Remember when he says it to his bicycle? Good morning, we're here. And always a pleasure to be here. Covino and Rich, normally 5 to 7 on the East, Monday through Friday. But when they say you want to fill in for DP, say hello to his people, bust out his Glockenspiel. Absolutely. So let's have a great one. We got Iowa Sam on the Glockenspiel on the ones and twos. And we have our super producer, Danny G, on standby if you want to chime in. 877-99 on Fox. Again, live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. But first and first, mostly, before we talk LeBron and Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua and Scatterboo and more, Midweek Major, we're streaming live. We're doing it live. We want you to get involved. We want you to say and see what's up at Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube, at Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube. Let's go.
Question for you.
Yeah.
You said, good morning, we're here. P.W. Herman style. Who does he say hello to? Who's his neighbor in Pee-wee's Big Adventure?
Not only will I say it, see, this is why you got to watch us on YouTube. I'm going to act it out. Covino and Rich FSR. Where's my red bow tie? I'm going to act it out right now.
Your boomerang bow tie?
Where is my boomerang? Coming red. All right. He walks out of his house. He turns on his sprinkler, which was Willy Waterbug. Because I had that as a kid. That was a little sprinkler jump around thing for your front lawn. And he goes, good morning, Mr. Crabtree. It's a little early for this. He goes, good morning, Pee-wee. I'm going to water my lawn now.
Yeah.
Mr. Crabtree.
So well done. Is that also why you're having Mr. T cereal this morning?
That's right, because I pitied a fool that doesn't. So, good morning. We're here. We're Covino and Rich. Pee-wee's voice a little too high at this hour. Remember, it's earlier here in L.A. We're in Los Angeles, the mean streets of L.A. We're live from the barrio right now. Rich Davis is in Texas, so call him Hop Along Dickie. But call us up and say what's up. 877-99 on Fox. We got to kick it off with less P.W. Herman impressions way back on a Wednesday and more LeBron James. LeBron James.
Whoa, yo, it's happening. And when I say it's happening, I mean the Lakers are coming together. LeBron's healthy again. LeBron James, and you got Austin Reeves, the unassuming, goofy white dude, and you got Luka, and
that's got to be
Vegas
racist.
saying, oh, it is mildly.
It's race related. Race related. I wouldn't say racist. Racist has this negative connotation to it. Race related.
Yeah, I'm a white guy. I'm allowed to say I'm a goofy white guy. I'm allowed to say Austin Reeves is one of me.
Rich is the president, so yeah,
I'm the president of the Goofy White Guy Club.
Yeah. He's been trying to recruit Austin Reeves for years.
I have a couple of friends who are goofy white guys.
I sent him an application. He's like, I'm in. But no, the Lakers last night, Danny G, you must have been salivating over watching those three stars work together. They look dominant at times, and we talked about it yesterday on our show, so let me just reiterate that Austin Reeves gets not enough credit for what he's bringing to the table. You know what I thought about last night, Danny? As a Niners fan, if you're new to Covino and Rich, we appreciate you hanging with us and for Dan Patrick. I'm a big 49ers fan. Because Austin Reeves was not drafted, because he's unassuming, there's a little Brock Purdy vibe with him, meaning like, oh, shucks. Like, it takes a little more to impress people.
It takes circus numbers. It takes for him to lead the team and put up circus numbers to get the credit that he's deserved for a minute now. He's playing in Los Angeles. He's playing with superstars. He's playing big. He's leading a team for the most part. He deserves that superstar sort of recognition. Like, he should be a household name. And unless you're a basketball fan, especially a Lakers fan, you really don't know who he is. And by now, you should. In fact, his goofy sort of attitude should also make him more of a star, but it's not. However, I think when his name's in the same sentence as Kobe, as it was this week, and he starts climbing those Lakers rankings, yeah, he's going to get that recognition he deserves. But again, he had to go above and beyond because of his unassuming ways, I think, to get that recognition. Just this week, Austin Reeves is the second most 25-point games by a Laker guard since 2000. Only Kobe had more. So second to Kobe. That's unreal. He's in serious company. He went 5 for 9 from deep against the Bucks and officially passed Caldwell Pope for 7th place on the Lakers' all-time 3-points list. So he's making 3 points left and right. He has 523 threes in 291 games. That's before yesterday's game. And yesterday,
numbers.
He lit it up yesterday. Props to him. Luka had 37 points. Reeves had 26 points and was leading for a while. He had that 4-point play that Danny G got all excited about. LeBron James, 11 points. But here's where you were getting at, Rich. I could see what's happening. We didn't have a clue. I'm not sure the league had a clue because we're like, how was LeBron going to fit into this? 12 assists, dishing the ball around, and I quote, Danny G still doing his producer stuff right now. I quote Danny G, man, it's like he was Magic Johnson out there.
All right, let's slow Magic Johnson. Let's slow down.
First of all, I don't sound anything like that. I said he was dropping Magic Johnson-like passes.
Yo, man, it was like Magic Johnson. You said something about John. All I heard was your Johnson or something.
He turned into like a quarterback, a game manager, if you will.
He really did. It really looked that way. And here's my most obvious, we call this on the CNR showgram, an obvious observation. Here's my observation watching the game, the most obvious one. It really looked, for the first time in forever,
okay, Elsa,
like LeBron James was having fun. It looked like he was, I get it, it was his return, he was excited, but there was a different vibe and a different level of fun and excitement from LeBron James, and that's the fun and excitement you need to have, I think, to win in this league. When there was too much pressure on LeBron, it wasn't fun, and it was all on him. If he's able to dish it around like this, man, they're unstoppable. I've said it, prisoner of the moment, but I mean it. Let's go.
Well, I love that phrase, prisoner of the moment, because I'm going to say a very prisoner of the moment type of thing. They're 11-4. They're not like average. The Lakers are good, but there's a team in the West. You might have heard of them, the Oklahoma City Thunder, who might lose like 3 games all year. They just don't lose. OKC just doesn't lose. Here's my question. If LeBron's playing fun, and we know the end is near, and I do have the sentiment that when all is said and done, LeBron retires, I think we're going to look back at times and say, you know what, we were hard on him. We didn't really appreciate him. The constant comparisons to MJ and Kobe. And, I know he sort of did it to himself with the whole not 1, not 2, 3, 4, 5. Are we still hanging on to that LeBron Miami Heat thing?
Personally, no, Rich. I'm not a LeBron lover. I got to make that clear. I'm not a hater either, right? I respect greatness and have admired his career. He kicked off season 23. I believe he kicked it off with a 3, right, Danny G? A sweet bucket to kick it off, and that passes Vince Carter, most all-time, 23 seasons. When I see him with his LeBronaham Lincoln beard, and it's getting a little gray, and he's just rocking that thinned-out sort of look, I'm looking at him not with the same lens that I looked at him before. Not 5, not 6, not 7. I'm looking at him now as a guy who has his son in the league. He's having fun. He has the ability to switch his game up, but he has this wisdom about him now, and at least like even that look in his face, like he looks older now, and I don't know, man, I'm rooting for him in a different way. Like, yo, dude, have at least one more great season and stick it to this OKC team, man. They're young, but he's LeBron, and they have superstars. They've got Luka. They've got Bronny off the bench hitting threes.
Stop it! Don't be making it sound like Bronny's like a contributor.
That was a dope moment. No, but even Ayton had 20 points. I didn't even bring that up. He had 20 points. If LeBron's able to dish it around, they made some crazy passes last night.
All right,
I looked at him as a guy yesterday. To answer your question, Rich, not a guy that you wanted to roll your eyes at. I looked at him as a guy who we've seen grow up. In fact, we've grown up with together.
Well,
and he's getting older, and I can only root for that. I saw LeBron the man last night, not LeBron the attitude-having basketball player.
Covino, you and I have been together a long time as a radio, friendship and partnership. We saw LeBron go from Cleveland to Miami to the Lakers. That we've seen the journey. And I was Sam running the boards. I know we play that clip all the time, the not 3, not 4, not 5.
Not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5.
Are we still holding it against LeBron? His one, because it came across so arrogant and never really came to fruition. They won a few in Miami, but I look at LeBron now, and dare I say, as the season continues, and Oklahoma City right now in Vegas is a plus 175 to win the NBA Finals. They are like leaps and bounds above anyone else as favorites to win back-to-back NBA titles. The Lakers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, they got the 6th best odds at plus 1,400. Could there be a sentiment that the LeBron haters maybe change their tune and it becomes the fun story like, yo, LeBron, one more before it's all done?
Yes.
Could there be a sentiment where
if he brings the energy and look, he brought this upon himself. He shouldn't have to do that, but he does come with that sense of not 2, not 3, not 4, sense of arrogance and LeBron and me-Bron and things like that. If he plays with the same energy and attitude that he had last night, it's contagious. It's likable. It's fun. When other people, it's just, I don't know if it's science, but it is. If other people are having fun, you want to have fun with them. And it's contagious. He looked like he was having fun. Theory is? What's the theory? It's the Neil Strauss theory.
Yeah, Danny G, Spot, I was Sam, everyone listening, all the Danettes and Dan Patrick audience. I remember back in the day, there was in the 2000s, it was a hot thing to have these dating coaches. Not people have dating coaches, but these guys would write books about how to get the attention of women. It's corny stuff. But there was one thing I remember thinking, all right, that's not corny. That's true. And it was, if you're at a bar with your buddies and you guys are laughing and having fun, somehow women will infiltrate your group because you are having fun. When you're having fun and laughing
without even
and enjoying yourself.
Subconsciously, it's like, what's going on over there? What's so funny? What are these guys up to?
Guess where everyone's eyes go, Covino? Besides the hot booties. If you're in Vegas, everyone looks at the craps table where everyone's high-fiving and cheering like, yeah, what's going on over there? Everyone's having fun. I want to get in on that. We gravitate towards fun and people really bringing the vibe. And I think LeBron, with his mean face in Miami, yeah, let's go, baby, pounding his chest. Not 2, not 3, not 4. That's a young LeBron. This is a end is near. I got some gray in my beard. I got wisdom. I'm an old dude, as you know, he's looking more like Morgan Freeman than a young man now. He's LeBron's not young.
And dude, I noticed that yesterday. Is he in incredible shape? Absolutely. The guy's a specimen. That's not my point. He's not out there hobbling around like an old Kareem Abdul-Jabbar or something. This guy's in incredible shape. But he doesn't have to be that star anymore, and I think he's accepted that. In fact, Danny G said that he made a gesture and has sort of implied that. Maybe we get more out of LeBron because he doesn't have to be everything for everyone because he has other people to play around him. Danny G, you said when he made a gesture, that's sort of what he was inferring.
When he checked out of the game or was checked out of the game by Redick in the, I'm always going to call it Staples Center crowd, gave him a standing O for his passing performance basically at the end of the game. He kind of made a gesture like, this is what I'm going to do now because he had more assists than points.
And you know what? If he could unselfishly make that his game, because that's an ego thing too. When you're putting up 25 to 30 your whole career.
Yeah, but he still had double digits. I think that was the priority, right?
Yeah,
he has to keep that going.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you could throw 10 to 15 assists in there and maybe score 18 or score 20 or 16, if that's the LeBron game, we forget that Magic Johnson wasn't scoring 30 points a game. That's very similar to, now I made fun of you when you compared him, but that's a very similar to Magic Johnson type of game when we were little kids, scoring points, but more so being a leader out there. And if LeBron could do that with a smile on his face, dare I say that the public will all of a sudden look at LeBron as a face again. Like, you know how John Cena just went from good guy to heel back to good guy? Like, maybe we see LeBron James go back to good guy. Maybe James.
He won't be gassed. It's not all on him. He's got people he could dish it to. And when I say dish it, we're talking like Globetrotter Magic Johnson like passes last night, if you didn't see it, because it was a late game on the West Coast. Across the court, he made a sweet pass across the court. Again, I even said it, but Bronny did get in there, hit a nice three-point shot. You see him fired up about that. It was a really fun vibe. We're just telling you, it's his return. It was a different LeBron last night. It really, really was. Again, it's one game, and it was the Jazz, the 5-9, the 5-9 Jazz.
They have a young team, but you saw them at the start of the game. They had a double-digit lead over the Lakers, and I think all Laker fans watching and basketball fans watching around the world were like, look at LeBron's going to clog things up. Here we go. The chemistry's not going to match here. But quickly, they figured it out. By the third quarter, they were all clicking together. To go back to Rich's point about the Thunder, though, Rich, I know you love to schedule watch. Let's look at February 9th. That is...
The Rich loves to look at the schedule game.
Schedule watching.
Yeah. Oh, I love looking at the schedule. Danny, please take over. Let's hear this.
The day after the Super Bowl. So we have two things to look forward to. That Sunday and then Monday, February 9th, the Lakers host the Thunder. All right, that's the real test here, because obviously we're at the very early stages of the NBA season. The Lakers just got blown out by the Thunder, and they bounced back with a couple of three double-digit wins after that. But they have to do this against a team like the Thunder, and if they can't,
and you know what? That gives them a couple months together with this crew now to really gel and say, all right, February, that's just a date you mark that on the calendar. The Monday after Super Bowl Sunday, where are the Lakers if healthy? How do they match up against OKC? And Covino, you know, we talk about fatigue in sports. We got it with the Chiefs. Like, people are, oh my God, I'm so sick of Taylor and Travis and Mahomes and Andy Reid. And that, you know,
we talked about it when it came to MVP and Aaron Judge not getting the award. People had Aaron Judge fatigue. It's like, well, guess what? He still deserves the award. I don't care if you're sick of him or not.
And, you know, the Dodgers, as likable as they are, there was a sense of, like, most people were like, come on, Blue Jays. I think that people really don't want to see the OKC Thunder win. I really don't. I don't think.
Wait, take three.
OKC.
OKC. You got to think like gangster. OKC. OKC.
There it is. I don't think the Thunder is like this fan favorite, like, yo, we want to see this be a dynasty. I could be wrong, but they don't got the, you know, when all the other dynasties did it, whether it's Golden State or, you know, the Bulls when we were kids, or the Lakers or Celtics, like there was a little something more. No offense to SGA, I don't think anyone's like, man, I really want to see this team run it back a bunch of times. I think the Lakers, if they faced off against OKC down the road, I'm way looking ahead. I do think there's a sentiment that even though the Lakers are this legendary franchise, I think people would be rooting for the Lakers. I really do. I think that the LeBron winning one more is way more appealing than OKC back-to-back.
Great for basketball, it just is. You know, it's been oversaid, but it's true. When the Lakers are good, the NBA is more exciting. It's better. There's so many franchises in sports like that. Lakers are definitely one of them. And, you know, we saw a different side. We're not swinging, if you're new to the Covino and Rich show, we're not swinging from the Magic Johnson. We're just telling you.
Of LeBron James?
We're just telling you what we saw last night. And even the criticism he handled with a smile and a smirk and fun. And it was, like I said, it was noticeable. That's why we're pointing it out. People were asking, reporters were asking him, yeah, how'd you feel about people questioning how you'd fit in with the chemistry of the team? And like, he laughed about it. He's like, come on, man, I could win with anybody. He goes, why is that even a question? And he proved it. He proved it yesterday in a big way. If they're able to keep that up, there's no reason why they shouldn't. The Lakers are back in the conversation again, even more so, I should say, because there was question of how's LeBron we questioned it. How long does it take till they build that chemistry? One night, yesterday, we saw it. The Lakers win 140-126. And the side question besides LeBron's return is, why isn't Austin Reeves a bigger star? Well, he's bound to be. He's going to be. He already should be. Think about it, and we'll talk some scatteraboo. And think about this. Do you expect all your athletes, all your heroes to be robots? Do you expect them to be sports robots, or do you like to see the human side of your favorite athletes? Because there's a Cam Scatteraboo story we got to talk about.
There is, and I'm going to tell you why. Fans are more ridiculous than ever before. This Cam Scatteraboo story makes me want to strangle all the people that are getting down on this guy because he did something involving the WWE, and there's people mad about it? Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? We'll get to that and a bunch more next. Covino Rich in for the great Dan Patrick right here on Fox Sports Radio. I'll tell you this. What we love and look forward to every year, NFL is king. We love the report cards. When the players get together and they judge the teams based on facilities, how they treat their families, the workout room, travel. It's their way of being like, yo, I'm going to blind survey the place I work at, and you can't stop me. And did you see the latest? The NFL owners want to put a stop to this.
Yeah, they said enough of the report cards. In fact, owners like Woody Johnson, they're trying to diminish the credibility of it. They're saying it's bogus, actually. That's the quote, right? It's all bogus.
Yeah, the Jets owner is leading the way. And
well, you know who wants to stop it?
He's graded with an F.
The weak-ass owners want to stop it. Like, if Danny, if there was a list and you were ranked high on it, you'd love the list. If there was a list and you were ranked low on it, you'd be like, bunk list. So I get it.
That is true. Every time they come out with like talk radio lists, we're usually on them, but never like where we want to be. So we're like, they stink. But if we were number one, we'd be like, hell yeah. You just made the list. Yeah, baby. We're on the list number one.
If there was like some weak-ass made-up list of like top Latino broadcasters and it was like number 4, Steve Covino, he'd be like, this is a great list.
Not bad. Yeah, I should be top 3, but yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah. So your thoughts
you on the list?
Your thoughts on the list. Are you on the list? I think this is really cool. I love the player surveys. That you could say it's petty and BS because a lot of times it's spiteful. But remember the players survey and Caitlin Clark ranked low, and it's like, oh, what a bunch of jealous biatches.
Well, there's a lot involved. The facility, like you said, how they treat their kids.
But I'm saying not
how
just
they
in,
welcome their families.
Not
all
just
these
in
things.
The NFL. I'm saying all these player surveys in all sports would be like, who do you find the most overrated in the NBA? And it's like, whoa, that's the sentiment among your peers. I feel like peer surveys do hold a little clout to me. You might think, wow, is there much thought put into it? I like these surveys because, for instance, even though the Chiefs are a dynasty that have dominated, remember they had some Fs?
Yeah, I remember.
For like
and you know what?
Player medical care.
Yeah, like so
for us, it's great fodder, great things to talk about, and it's fun to speculate. So of course we're gonna love it. I could see how it rubs the NFL and the owners the wrong way. Think about it. You're spending so much money on these dudes, and then they come back. This is how you thank me with an F on the report card. It's got to sting a little bit from their perspective.
I'll give you an example.
But I do believe there's a nugget of truth to it.
If we gave Fox Sports Radio rankings based on places we've worked, I know where I would grade it high and where I'd grade it low. Maybe
we used to get free snacks at other jobs.
I was going to say
Number 5.
I remember there were jobs. There were jobs. I'll give you where we worked. SNY in New York. which was the Mets and
the
Jets.
snack wall.
There was a free snack
We
wall.
had a snack wall, man.
And I remember thinking,
Yeah, we all got fat, too, from that snack
Yeah, I was going to
wall.
say, Rich, it's good that we don't have that at Fox Sports
we
Radio.
were like taking Sun Chips home with us, man. In a way, all right, I'm just playing devil's advocate, and I'll be Keanu Reeves. When you think about it, it's a bit hypocritical. If they were to ask you, what would you do? What would you do? Because it is anonymous, crappy feedback. It's like if you're on social media, don't you look down on the jabroni who chimes in anonymously with some heavy criticism? It's like if you're going to say something rude and critical, you should own up to it. Like, it's very cowardly to do it anonymously like that.
Well, I think in this case they have to, but the NFLPA, they stick up for themselves, and they've even recently, the survey process has been enhanced. They are including third-party perspectives, they say, to ensure a comprehensive evaluation of each team's workplace standards.
I get it, and I do think it's interesting, and I do believe there's truth to it. But like Rich said before, there are disgruntled people for whatever reason. There are people who are just jerks. And as a radio show, Rich, do you give more credibility to the person who owns up to who he is? There's pictures of him and his family on social media, and he's like, Rich Davis sucks. That hurts and means a lot more than someone anonymous with no picture profile whatsoever, and he's like, Rich sucks. It just does. You know what I mean? So
I can't disagree.
I think anonymous criticism is far more cowardly. And if you want to look at it that way, it's easy to say some negative stuff when you don't have to own up to it. Yo, that's my jam, Iowa Sam.
What you know about that?
Covino and Rich live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. Rich is in Tejas, Dicky Tejas, the hottest rookies, biggest superstars, and all-time greats. The only place to collect them all is Panini Trading Cards, the official trading cards of the Dan Patrick Show.
Ooh.
For instant classics, autograph cards, memorabilia cards, rare inserts, and more. Start or continue your collection now at PaniniAmerica.net. Covino, that's me.
Yeah.
Out here on the west side, leaning like a cholo. Going to turn your hump day into a hump night. Rich Davis, super pumped about the Lakers. We're not even, well, I guess if we have any team, it's the Lakers, but it's just about LeBron's return and Reeves looking like a superstar. Danny G super pumped. He's the resident Laker fan here.
You guys went through that whole first segment, by the way, without even mentioning Luka.
I think I mentioned he had 37 points, but that really was it. It was about no, not the points, meaning that's the only time we brought him up.
Yeah.
Because LeBron was just putting on a show. It really was all about him, and we shouldn't have been surprised that he's able to get in there and dish it around and play with anybody. It's just a matter of, is he willing to be a different type of player? Like, there's certain players that are able to change their game and other players that refuse to. It's like a power pitcher, right? How many power pitchers just relied on the fastball for the rest of their career until they couldn't play anymore? And then some went crafty and decided to switch it up and change their game and work on the curveball, work on the split ball, the splitter.
The split ball, the old.
I wanted to
Is
say
that your
splitter.
Is that your
spitball.
special pitch?
Yeah,
I was
some
gonna say,
player,
I
and
was
it
thinking
gives him more longevity.
Yeah.
If LeBron's able to switch his game up like that, he gets more longevity.
The old split ball. No, I always think of Pedro Martinez based on what you're saying. Like, if LeBron could adjust his game, Pedro for the Red Sox early on, guy's a lanky 5'10" dude throwing heat, overpowering people. Then if you look at the end of Pedro's career, you could say that about some of those Atlanta Braves pitchers in the 90s. When you're able to adjust and say, all right, well, I'm not going to overpower people anymore. Let me work on my cutter. Let me work on my secondary pitches. You're just going to have a longer career. And if LeBron's like, no, I don't pass the ball, he'd be a detriment. The fact that LeBron has those ball handling skills, that's what you said, his worth is so much more, especially when you got scorers like Luka and you have Austin Reeves, who is proving to be, would you argue, all-star level? Is Austin Reeves an all-star level player? Because we said it yesterday.
No doubt, yeah.
Dude, we said it yesterday. The Twitter X feedback we got and some of the stuff on like Instagram and TikTok, people like, you guys think he's an all-star? You're on drugs.
No. Danny G, you would agree he's an all-star, right? He doesn't look like an all-star.
Yeah,
but
so far he's got to keep up this level of play and be one of the leaders of the team. We talked about that yesterday, not just take a backseat to Luka and LeBron, but also now they got shooters like LaRavia. They got a couple of bigs. You even saw Jackson Hayes get in the mix yesterday. So that bench is going to have to stay hot and healthy throughout the season for the Lakers to climb over the OKC Thunder.
Yeah. You know what? Shame on me, because what did I say a month ago, Covino, on our afternoon show? I said I was going to deny the NBA until Christmas because I was so invested in the NFL and when the baseball playoffs are going on. And here I am. I'm like, I'm starting to get sucked in early, which means we said it before. We're going through a sports renaissance right now. I know that sounds way, I feel like I'm saying something way over exaggerating, but baseball was popping. Baseball was insane this year. The NFL, the parity is unbelievable. We don't know who's good, who's bad, week to week. 1 week, Bo Nix stinks, and next week the NFL, Broncos might be the team.
It's just sort of ridiculous at this point, but it has us interested for sure. Like, what is going on?
Then you're like, wait a minute, can the Patriots be back to their glory, or have they played no one? There's a million stories, and then here's the NBA, and you got some great storylines as well. So, the only thing bumming me out about the NBA, and you could say the same about the NFL, it goes with my conspiracy theory that human bodies are not designed to play at the speed and the strength that sports are being played now, because what is the only thing hurting the NBA and the NFL right now?
Turf toes.
Injuries.
High ankle
Turf
sprains.
toes. Injuries. Think about it. Wemby, Giannis. In football, how many wide receivers have we lost? And guys that are sidelined. The game is being played so fast. The game is being played by dudes that are faster and stronger than ever before. So the only bad thing about sports right now, I think people are too big and strong.
And
that's it, really.
Yeah. All right, fine. 877-99 on Fox. That's our number. You could also see us live, participate live chat, get involved. Covino and Rich FSR. On YouTube, Covino, Covino and Rich FSR. Join us. And remember, we're giving away prizes. We got Mike's Wednesday Words of Wisdom. We got Midweek Major during the show. The biggest stories in sports and pop culture. We decide if the stories are mid, as the kiddos say, weak, or major. We do it every Wednesday on our show, 5 to 7 on the East, 2 to 4 on the West. But we're in for the great Dan Patrick. So any final thoughts right now? We'll touch on it again about LeBron or Reeves or Luka. They played an exciting game. It was a late game. Maybe you missed it. You probably saw the highlights. You got to take our word for it because, man, it was electric. What up, Danny G?
I know LeBron wakes up to AM 570 in Los Angeles, so he's listening to you guys right now.
Nice.
All right, so
hi, LeBron. Good morning.
But I won't mince words. His ego is large. We know this. Can he put this aside full time this season? Because after the game, he and Coach Redick were both talking about how he's just getting his wind back in the debut. He's getting his feet back underneath of him. Does that imply at all to you guys that he feels like he's going to go back to forcing things maybe and taking over as the man?
Dude, that was just the perfect pocket of what you need from this guy. 11 points, 12 assists right there. Improve on that. We don't need him. You don't need him scoring 37 points. You don't need him being Luka. You don't need him being Reeves. Let those guys shine. You've been in the league forever. I think it's more impressive to see this side of LeBron at this stage of his career. If he's willing to put that ego aside, that's the key ingredient. That's the magic sauce That's the secret sauce you need to win, I think. So if he's able to do that, I think that's the question. But the answer is, if he is, they're going to be a team in the playoffs for sure.
Are you saying that LeBron listens to Dan Patrick in L.A. every morning?
1,000% he does.
But that's
then
the
my
adjustments
answer is-
we were talking about.
My answer is LeBron's perfect. They could do no wrong. No, I think he's going to be just fine.
Yeah, why are you kissing his ass?
I'm
bro?
kissing a little ass.
Why are you kissing Laker ass?
So, Covino, let me shift gears to football, if you don't mind. I talked about all those injuries in the NBA and the NFL. It's the only downfall of sports right now, all the injuries to key players. Besides that, all the major sports are more exciting than ever before. I really feel that way. And I don't want to sound like the host of a game show. The best season ever. I really do think things are great right now.
Yeah, that Jesse Palmer's full of BS.
This is not the best season of The Bachelor ever. What was he talking
He
about?
says that every season.
So, Cam Scatterbo. Oh, Scatterbo. Which just sounds like a made-up word from Adam Sandler. Scatterbo.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, Scatterbo. Oh. But Cam Scatterbo, I mean, we're talking about a guy that was electrifying and fun in college. And then we wondered, hey, is it going to translate to the NFL? A lot of teams like, well, we wanted him, but hey, Giants picked him up. And I'll give you the answer. It translated. The guy plays with heart. He plays with intensity. He's such a bro. He's cut from the Gronkowski cloth. He's headbutting Jackson Dart. Everyone's injured now. And I got a major problem.
I always think of that picture, though, with them posing in the end zone. Like, you know what I'm talking about, right? Like,
Yeah.
Like two idiots. Like, like they're gangsters. So funny, man. Yeah, the energy he brought was again, contagious. It was great. I loved what he was doing before he got hurt.
I think because of Cam Scatterbo and because of Jackson Dart, I think if you are one of the people hoping to get that coaching vacancy, yeah, maybe interim coach ends up with it. But I think the Giants head coaching position's a hot seat right now that you would want to be in, because I think that team really is on the upward trajectory when healthy next year. Next year should be a fun year for Giants fans. But right now, there's a lot of people giving Cam Scatterbo, is it flack or slack, Covino?
Slack is what people use at the office, right?
That thing that I always ignore. Like, yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I'll send it to you on Slack. I'm like, how about you beat it? How about no? Because I'm not getting on that.
Can you text me? I don't do that.
I don't do
Teams?
Slack.
Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah, flack would be the answer here.
So they're giving him flack because he was at Madison Square Garden with some teammates, and comedian Andrew Schultz was there too. And they got in a little shoving match with the Judgment Day, and Cam Scatterbo's just having fun. I mean, he's in the front row. The crowd goes nuts. They write him into Monday Night Raw, and Scatterbo, who's such a bro-y, fun type of dude, gets into it a little tussle at Monday Night Raw. And of course, bozo fans seem to have a problem with this, so much so that Cam Scatterbo had to release a statement. This is what he wrote on X. Hey, honestly, if you don't like that I'm having a good time while dealing with a tough time, then just go ahead and unfollow and casually move on. I'm not able to play football and have the fun I've been having my whole life. So I'm just trying to do things outside the box to keep me happy. Enjoy the rest of y'all's week, and just don't talk about me if you ain't going to say anything nice.
Yeah, he really is cut from the Gronk cloth, huh?
But I'm Team Scatterbo on this, because if you don't think he wants to be on the football field, you're on drugs.
That's true.
If you don't think this
That's a
guy
great
wants
point.
to be out there.
Nobody cares more than him.
Yeah. If
We
you
know
think
you're the
you
super
care,
fan.
You think you care more than Cam Scatterbo, you bird brain? This guy wants to be out there. He wants to be competing. So he has a season-ending injury. He's got his Das Boot on. He's got his boot on his foot. There's nothing he could do. What do fans want? Do fans want him to sit home and cry and mope and act like a little bee? Or do you want this guy to try to find joy in other parts of his life? We have this weird reality as fans that we think players should be so one-dimensional that, hey, man, if Cam Scatterbo's not thinking and breathing and living football, then he's not focused. What the F do you want from this guy?
I like the boot as a wrestling prop, kind of. Like Bobby the Brain had the neck brace. Cowboy Bob Orton had the cast. Scadaboo has the boot. He'll drop the big boot on you. You know what, Rich? I hate to say it, but I see both sides to this. I really do. And I could clearly see you got the back of Scadaboo, but remember, he's recovering from an injury, and sometimes guys like him are their own worst enemy. You already said he's a bonehead, right? So sometimes guys like that need some coaching and need some guidance and need to be slapped on the head and say, hey, dude, you're recovering from a severe ankle injury. We all saw it. It happened not that long ago. In fact, October 26th, I believe. It was late October this happened. Maybe you shouldn't be doing that. Optically, it's not good. It's not a good look. You know, if he were to re-aggravate it and it had nothing to do with wrestling, people are still going to go back to that moment. So you do have to be careful. October 28th is when he injured his ankle. That's pretty soon to be out there on Monday Night Raw. So I could see why fans are. I don't think they're concerned, man. They're concerned fans. Like, hey, should he be doing that?
He wasn't in the ring. He didn't walk down. He didn't walk down the aisle. Coming down the aisle, Cam Scadaboo.
And
he's in the crowd.
It is pretend. We need to, make that clear too.
What?
It's
maybe
sports entertainment.
Maybe a lot of people think that wrestling's real still.
Let me tell you, him shoving a wrestler and having some fun, getting the Madison Square Garden, New York crowd riled up. I think anyone that has a problem with this is a real asinine buffoon. And you know what? You know who's guilty? People like you and your girlfriend.
Whoa.
Oh, I'm going after you, bro.
Whoa.
You know what? Covino's girlfriend said something. And I hope you don't take too much offense, but wow. I'm going to let you know what it is next. And it has to do with people like you and your girlfriend that have problems with athletes doing anything other than sports. Get a grip. We'll talk about that. We'll talk some more NBA, NFL, and also, Covino, we got midweek major coming up. We're going to give away some prizes. So all right here, in for the great Dan Patrick, an honor to fill in here on Covino and Rich.
Nothing's guaranteed in life. And that's what I've learned through years of ups and downs. Now, Rich and I have been very fortunate to work together for over 20 years, but there's never been a guarantee. We used to get nice long contracts, and that was like year to year, and you're always on like the edge of your seat wondering if you're going to get signed again. It's not a fun life to live. COVID changed everything. People lost jobs. People go through jobs now way more than they did in our parents come up and our grandparents come up. Rich, we talk about it all the time. Your grandfather probably worked for the same company his entire life.
He worked for Con Edison in Queens, New York for, 40, 50 years and got a watch and retired. Like, that was the old guy routine. That was the blueprint. Now people are job hopping. It's a different world. But Covino and I have a theory we want to get into, and it has to do with the Nico Harrison firing. Yesterday, of course, Brian Dable. I feel like to be a man or a woman, to be truly humbled, to have character, you need to have been fired and dumped in your life.
Dumped, especially. Yeah, dumped, I think, changes a person. Fired does too, though, because it just shows you what you're really made of. It's not a fun experience. We've all been there. I like to say let go, or it didn't work out, or they gave us an offer we couldn't accept. But truth is, you get an offer that you can't accept because they're putting you in a place where you're forced to move on or forced to quit. So essentially, you kind of got fired. And it's happened to the best of us, but you got to rise like the phoenix. That's really what you have to do. It's your back's against the wall, especially if you have a family. You're like, all right, I got to get it together. I got to develop a new skill. I got to figure it out. And that's when you feel the most alive. And again, that's when it really shows what you are as a man or a woman and what you're made of. And it's happened from the smallest of levels. Rich, weren't you fired at Wendy's?
I was fired at Wendy's. I was fired at a radio station. We've
Right.
all been fired, and we've all been dumped. And I really do think it's a true test of how you rebound. It humbles you when you think you're invincible. Like, yo, she'll never dump me. I saw Covino at his most miserable moments when he thought some of these girls would never leave him, and then he's crying in his beer.
I think that's just as important as getting fired. Look, no one likes these things, but it's a part of life that shapes you and gives you character, like Rich said. And, Rich, that's a great example of my first learning experience that life's not always going to be sunshine and rainbows, as Rocky Balboa said.
Your life ain't all sunshine and
I
rainbows.
was definitely that guy who walked with the strut, thought his S didn't stink, was the coolest dude in the room. She'd never break up with me. She's lucky to have me. I'm God's gift to women. I'm the greatest guy because my mom told me so. And sure enough, man, I was dumped on my ass time and time again by women who thought otherwise.
Well,
and you know what, though? It motivated me. It lit a fire. It let me know that I wasn't all that in the bag of chips, as your dad probably used to say. And I remember this clear as day, Rich. My Uncle Joe said to me, you know what? He's like, I actually like you better, man, as a result, because you've been humbled. You become a real person. You're no longer a cocky wooden boy anymore. You're not a Pinocchio. You're a real man because you know what it's like to experience heartbreak and loss and defeat and being fired. It humbles you and it puts you on your ass into a real place that some people need to be.
And before he got fired, we used to call him Covnocchio. No, but I remember we are on Fox Sports Radio. Is it true that the first two main girlfriends you've had in your life back in your day?
Yes. Are you going to tie this into sports?
Dumped you for a New Jersey Net.
Yes.
At the time.
Yep.
And then the next girlfriend dumped you for a New York Ranger.
Absolutely, yes. That's a true story. I'm not proud of it, but it goes to show you I was a dude living in my parents' basement, or as I used to tell girls, I have these old roommates that live with me. Don't mind those old people. They're my roommates.
They live upstairs. They rent from me.
They rent from me. I was living at home. I was driving radio station vehicles. I was on my grind, on my come up. I sold these beautiful women on my goals and dreams, and they left me for dudes with money. They left me for dudes that were doing big things in professional sports. That humbles you.
Cove,
so
the best-
back-to-back days, we're
Cove,
talking about
the
people
best.
getting fired.
The best of the best in sports have been let go out of contracts.
Yep.
Coaches have been fired. Players that are Hall of Famers have been, we're going to release you. We're not going to pick up the option on your deal. Like, this happens to everyone, and I really do think it's a test to see what you're made of. And
a
Nico
wake-up
Harrison and Brian Dable both facing these obstacles over the last 2 days. And you know what?
Feeling good, bud, or what?
I think my lips are a little sore from all that LeBron James ass kissing we did this hour. But
you did do a lot of ass kissing, so I don't blame you.
We got to call it as we see it. We know it's one game, you jabronis. But that's what happened. Covino and Rich, he had a game. Now we're talking scattaboo. We're live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. After the show, the DP podcast goes on our stream. It goes up. Danny G puts a best of up. It's all there. Today's show, if you miss anything, search Covino and Rich, Covino, wherever you get your podcasts. Follow, rate, and review. 5 stars only, because anything less is uncivilized. Say something nice.
But more importantly, Covino.
Yeah, more importantly. Tell him, Rich.
The YouTube page, youtube.com. / at Covino and Rich FSR. We stream the show every day. We're streaming live now on YouTube. Hey, if you like us even a little bit, do us the favor, subscribe to the page, check it out. Anything you're listening to, anything we talk about. If we're talking about Camp Scattaboo, our video guy Spot's putting up videos and pictures. It's honestly like a live TV show, just streaming on our YouTube page. So again, youtube.com / at Covino and Rich FSR. Give it a follow. Would mean a lot to us, all right?
The only downside is Rich
what?
forgets he's on camera, so he's always picking his nose, and he thinks we don't see it, but we see it. And it just sucks when you guys take a screenshot of it and post it everywhere. Not that I'm telling you to do that, but sure.
It's really nice of you, bro.
Thanks. So
Seem like a hell of a guy.
Scatterboo was on Monday Night Raw. That's the story.
Yeah.
He's getting criticized by fans like, yo, bro, hey, chill out. This just happened October 28th. You got an ankle injury. You're rehabbing. Should you be out there putting all that pressure on your ankle? I'm sure he got
pressure.
cleared.
He wasn't giving suplexes in the ring. He wasn't giving anyone the Stone Cold Stunner.
Optics.
The dude was in the front row.
Did we not, speaking of the Giants, back in the, was it the, who was it? What team was it? It was the Giants when they were on the boat.
Yeah.
But was it Odell Beckham Jr.?
Yeah.
And Victor Cruz, right?
Yeah, salsa dancing.
When
man.
they were salsa dancing on the boat? Yeah, it was no big deal, but didn't we say, maybe it's not a good look before a big game? You think it's a good look when he's rehabbing and everyone was so heartbroken over this happening for him? It's just not a good look.
Giants are partying on a boat, then they go on to get crushed in the playoffs. That's way different because they were mentally, incapable of partying and winning a big game the next week. Cam Scatterboo is not playing the rest of the year. Hey, Cam Scatterboo, see you in August. See you, week 1 of the NFL next year. Why are we caring about what he does now if he's bringing himself joy? If you're just joining us, Cam Scatterboo getting a lot of crap to the point where he had to come out and say, hey, guys, if you don't like that I'm having a good time while I'm dealing with this tough time, then go ahead and unfollow and casually move along. I'm not able to play football and have the fun I've been having my whole life, so I'm just trying to find things to keep me happy. Enjoy the rest of your week, and if you're not going to say anything nice, essentially beat it. And I'm Team Scatterboo on this because people and fans are delusional maniacs that think athletes should only live a one-dimensional life. Like Cam Scatterboo should be sitting in his bedroom crying in his ass soup until he's healthy to play again next year. And guys like you are just as guilty.
Well, I look at these guys and I realize how much they're paid and they're sort of admired by millions of people as physical specimens. That's their job. You want them to be solely focused. If we as fans feel we're more invested than the actual players sometimes, that is a problem. We never want to feel like we care more. That's why fans don't like it when after a loss you see people playing slap ass with the opposing team, and when opponents are buddy chummy, it rubs us the wrong way. It's because fans are invested. So if fans and owners are invested in these guys as actual investments, yeah, we want them to have those same priorities and take it easy. Like, take it slow, man. You have this illusion, and it might not be an accurate or fair one, but that their sole focus should be on the game.
This guy over here that I'm pointing at on the YouTube page, Steve Covino.
I'm speaking on behalf of pretty much everybody that feels that way.
Fan, short for fanatic, which isn't necessarily like a complimentary word. Fanatic? Like, you expect these guys to do nothing. I heard Covino's girlfriend, and I don't want to talk badly about the woman you love. That's my woman. But I heard your girlfriend about, 3 weeks ago. She was bitching and complaining. Not just to you, because I'm sure that's what she does as well. But she has Josh Allen on her fantasy team. And I saw her on social media mad that Josh Allen was dressing up at a Halloween party with Haley Steinfeld because why should he go dress up when he wasn't playing that great?
Well, you know what? You just nailed it. I get it. This is before he had a big game last week, right?
Don't tell me that she had him on the bench this past week.
No. Last week he had a great week. It was a bit of a comeback week for him statistically, right? And you saw him do what he does. But if you're not playing well, of course it's always going to go back to those bad optic moments, those questionable moments. But you're giving them, the fans, the fanatics, as you put it, that opportunity to point their finger and be like, see, it all goes back to that. Your head's not in the game. You're not taking it serious. If Scatterboo re-injures that ankle or rehab takes longer or he's not 100% when he comes back, it's going to go back to things like that. So why are you giving people that sort of ammunition is my point.
I just want people to remember that athletes are humans and their lives are not one-dimensional. I remember about a year ago during the 49ers bye week.
They're also young men, and young men do stupid things sometimes.
During the 49ers bye week, George Kittle and his wife were in a cabin chilling out, and there were fans that were like, why are you chilling out in a cabin during the bye week with your wife? You look over the film. And it's like, guys, you need to have a well-rounded life. And we'll take more of your phone calls and feedback next. In for the great Dan Patrick, Covino and Rich, Fox Sports Radio. Let's go.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking
joking.
Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best. You were dating some girl, and you were like, hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense. Her mom walked in. Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win,
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the fun.
we're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there. And I point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate your show. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct. 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event during
can't.
a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it.
Mike Tomlin taking a wait-and-see approach.
A little later in the week, we'll take a look at Aaron. Variables are stabilizing it and making sure that he's safe and he can protect himself, brace himself as he falls. Pain tolerance, but that doesn't seem to be an issue with Aaron. And then lastly, obviously, how effective he can be.
Texans QB C.J. Stroud has not been cleared from concussion protocol. Will not play tomorrow night against the Bills in Houston. NBA, Kate Cunningham dropped in 25 to help the Pistons beat the Hawks for their 11th straight win, their longest streak in 18 years. Lakers crushed the Jazz. LeBron James back after missing the first 14 games of the season. Scored 11 points, dished out 12 assists. On the ice, Islanders beat the Stars, but the game ends with Mikko Rantanen getting ejected and head coach Patrick Waugh screaming his head off. That's sports. I'm Ronta Moss.
DP.
Dan Patrick.
Welcome to the Dan Patrick Show.
We are the most unathletically decorated show in radio history, I think.
America's most revered sports talk show.
Respect the position that you have.
But today, Dan Patrick and the four Danettes are not here. So sitting in for Dan Patrick and hosting the Dan Patrick Show, here's Steve Covino and Rich Davis.
Yo, what's up, buddy? CNR on FSR in for the great Dan Patrick.
That's us, man. Steve
what does he say the
Covino,
most?
just a kid from Union, New Jersey. Rich Davis, Franklin Square, Long Island.
That's right.
We're out here in L.A., Fox Sports Radio Studio. Rich is in Texas from the iHeart Radio Studios. Shout out to the affiliates.
Yeah, buddy.
And the Carls and Carlitas hanging out with us. Carls meaning Covino and Rich listeners.
Oh, hi, Carl.
Hi, Carl. And, of course, everybody who was waiting to hear Dan Patrick. We apologize, but we hope you enjoy our show. Live from the Fox Sports Radio studio, you can watch the show. And that's really all we care about right now. You subscribing for free to our YouTube page. It's brand new. You could watch the show, watch what you hear. Covino and Rich FSR at Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube.
Hey, can we bribe people? Subscribe to our YouTube channel right now, and we'll pick a random person that does, and Danny G will send them a Fox Sports Radio, Covino and Rich, Nerf football. How about that?
Hey, and yeah, you know what? Let's just focus on that.
Yeah, that wasn't approved before the show. Rich just making things up right now.
Rich is just rolling, dude. That's fine. He's just...
You get a football. You get a football. Everyone gets a football.
We will be giving away more prizes this hour. And next hour, mid-week major, the biggest stories in sports and pop culture. We decide, are they mid-week or major? We do it every Wednesday. Our buddy Spot, who's manning the videos right now at Covino and Rich FSR, he gives you the updates. We break it down, trying to turn your hump day into a hump night. And we're also wrapping up this Scadaboo story. Scadaboo being highly criticized because, again, he has a serious ankle injury where he had the whole world like, oh, man, poor guy. Everybody's sending him edible arrangements and get well balloons, and everyone cares. Why do you expect people to not care all of a sudden when they see him hobbling around on his recently injured ankle at WWE Monday Night Raw?
Oh, I don't know, because he's wearing Das Boot, and what do you want the guy to do? Sit in his room and, cry and just, do nothing?
Why does it have to be so
around?
drastic? It doesn't mean he has to be at a wrestling event pretending to have a tussle with people.
Hey, bonding with teammates. He wasn't the only New York Giant there. Bonding and being the bro-y fun guy he is. Cam Scadaboo was at Monday Night Raw. People have a problem with it, and again, I'll say it one last time, and then we'll move on.
Did you say it like Donald Trump just now? People having problem with it.
People have a problem.
I felt you turn a little orange when you said that.
Know what he should do? He should call everyone little piggies.
Yeah.
He should pull a Trump and call everyone piggies.
My point is, Rich, you can't have it
You're
both
a terrible
ways.
reporter.
You can't take in all this, oh, man, we love Scadaboo. Oh, we feel so bad. And then get mad when we want to see him recover quickly. Am I mad about it? No. But I understand. I understand how fans could be like, whoa, hold on. Wait a second, man. Take it easy. This is New York. Hey, take it easy. Take it easy, man. What's he doing with his boot on at a wrestling event?
All right. Listen,
that injury's still fresh in our brains.
There's a big difference between, like you said, New York Giants on a boat like a decade or so ago where, they're partying with big booty girls on a boat before a big playoff game. There's a big difference between one of my favorite references is Yoenis Cespedes, former New York Met, he was dealing with a hip injury. And fans were waiting for this guy to get back, and there's just video of him golfing. It's like, if you could swing a golf club, why aren't you swinging a baseball bat? These are different stories. Cam Scatterbo can't play until next season. What do you want the guy to do? Feel free to chime in at Covino Rich. And again, watch us on the YouTube channel live.
It's just
we'll
bad
bribe you with a
optics.
football.
It's like if you call out of work, right, you don't want to post videos of you at the ball game, a la Ferris Bueller, right? You played hooky. I understand he had an injury. It just doesn't look good, though, when you're out and about playing reindeer games with professional wrestlers on TV. It just doesn't look good to the average fan who's concerned about you. It's out of concern. So you got to keep that in mind as well. We don't expect our athletes to be sports robots. We understand that they go on vacations. We understand that they have personal lives. We get that. We're not all idiots. But again, this is a serious injury. It doesn't look good. And the other side of that, and I already said it, you're giving people ammunition. If you don't come back and perform or you re-injure that ankle, it all turns back to, well, clearly he wasn't taking things serious. He should have been rehabbing. He was at the wrestling event. You're giving people a reason to point fingers if you don't perform at the height of your level, so at the height of your game. So,
I mean, who wants to play more than this guy? No one. And I'll wrap it by saying you could be the type of person where you're feeling a little under the weather. If you call out sick for something, you're the type of guy that wants people to put on a fake sick voice, like I can't make it, because if they just say, "Yeah, I'm feeling crappy," that's not good enough for you. You want the mope. You want the theatrics. Like you want Cam Scatterbo to be crying with his foot up in bed, like.
Yes, a little bit. When they're professional athletes getting paid lots of money, I get it. He's a rookie, but that's sort of the illusion you want to create, that football is their priority. Their sport is their priority. We understand they have personal lives. So your thoughts on this? And again, I don't like taking this Grundy side of the argument, but I see both sides of the story. People are invested in these players more than ever before. You brought up fantasy. That's another level to this, another element as to why we care that much more about what they're doing and what they're up to. Is it fair to them? No. But you know what they get? Compensated.
Know what I remember, Cove?
They get paid a lot for that.
I remember seeing Rob Gronkowski, a guy that's won multiple Super Bowls, that wants to win more than anyone. There was a year the Patriots came up short, and I remember fans being mad that he was doing like the worm at an after party.
I mean, anyone that could do the worm is impressive, a la Freddie Freeman. They should have a worm off.
Roger that.
So if you can do the worm, I suggest you bust it out any chance you get.
Worm off. Didn't you have one of those in your frat house in college?
Yeah, and I won. But that's a conversation for another show, for our Patreon. But you know what, man? That's not something I would do, right? Okay. Again, like if I'm calling out of work for whatever reason, I'm not going to advertise that I'm still fine and I'm doing great all the time. It just doesn't look good.
Okay. Hey, you know what? Before we shift gears, I know we got Mike's words of wisdom. We're going to give away a football. I know we're going to talk some boxing. Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua, we got to break that down for a second. I just have a dumb question for you.
Yeah.
I'm at the iHeart Studios in Austin. I'm a visitor here.
Okay.
Like, no one knows me. In fact, I just went to the bathroom during the break, and some saleswoman's like, "Who are you?" I'm like, "Oh, just here visiting."
Who was it, Judge Judy? Who are you?
Show me the receipts.
See the receipts. Who are you? Who are you? A la Pablo Francisco.
So, I don't know. Are you aware of what kolaches are? I know you're not a Texan. I know you're not a Texan like I am.
Kolaches?
Kolaches.
Kolaches.
I feel like our video guy spot's a foodie spot. You know what kolaches are, right?
Yeah, there's some sort of pastry filled with filling. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it could be either like a fruit or cheese filling, or cheese and sausage.
Yeah, I usually know. I know the sweet version, the cheese and fruit.
Yeah, so it's a pastry, but in Texas they also put sausage and cheese. Now, one of the other iHeart morning shows just got a big delivery, but I'm talking like. It's like trays and trays of food, and I snagged one, and I'm like, is that okay? If a radio station gets food delivered and it's a lot, could I just grabbed a random pastry without asking?
Hold on, they're on the counter?
How come we never get food delivered?
They're just on the counter?
They're in the
kitchen?
the little kitchen area.
Yeah, fair game. If anything's in the common grounds like that in the lobby, they're there for the taking.
That's fine to eat.
That's how I see it. Yeah. Plus, you
feel like
snooze, you lose. That's mine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So kitchen is fair game.
I think so. If it's in the kitchen, if you leave your hoodie in the kitchen, I'm feeling like I could take it. Like, oh, must be lost and found.
Looks like a nice jacket.
Hey, if someone left their tumbler in there, I'm like, it's mine now.
No wonder you were wearing that Rob Parker odd couple Nike jersey the other day.
I play by the rules of finders keepers, and if you leave it in the kitchen, that means you didn't want it. That's how I feel. I'm serious about that.
You know where you would be the worst then? If you coach little kids, because I coach my son's pony ball team and my daughter's softball team. The hoodies, the water bottles, the bats, the gloves. When I tell you the back of my wife's SUV is like a sporting goods store. Kids forget things everywhere. So you're saying finders, keepers, losers, weepers.
Yeah.
And you're also saying anything at the office kitchen is fair game?
You know what? I feel like those are the unwritten rules. If people buy stuff for the office, whether it be pizza or cupcakes or bagels or donuts, whatever, they put them in the kitchen for the taking. I don't think there's a specific rule like, oh, yeah, this is for everybody except for people in accounting. You know what I mean? Like they're for everybody. That's the unwritten rule. That's what I live by, right? Danny G, am I wrong?
Yeah, what
here's
about
the big
people
mistake.
in HR?
Yeah,
Danny, it's so funny. I was going to say except HR. No one likes HR.
Then put a little for everyone except HR. I think the weakest move though is the a-hole, the inconsiderate a-hole that leaves the empty box or leaves like the empty tray, and then you get psyched out because you open the box and you're like, ooh, and then you're like, oh,
yeah,
and it's just an empty box. Yeah, nothing. Crumbs. There's crumbs
this
in there.
happened.
Like,
this
who's
happened
that
one
guy?
afternoon recently at Fox Sports Radio Los Angeles. There's I don't know what donut shop, maybe Randy's, that put their donuts in a big pink cardboard box. We got to work maybe a week ago. I opened it up with all the anticipation and joy in the world to find an empty box. It's like when your kids put the milk carton back in the fridge with no milk. Like, what are you doing?
Oh, it's disrespectful. Disrespect of the highest regard.
Thank you for going over the rules so I don't feel guilty. I'm like, I don't even belong here. I'm like a visitor. I'm like, could I go dip into their morning treats?
In fact, take one to go. I do that sometimes too. Bring one back to me in LA. That'd be sweet.
Oh, I don't know.
I think it'd be wrong if you brought one home for your wife. Like, hey, honey, you bring one home for. They had donuts, or you pretend like you got it. I stopped by and got you a cupcake. I stopped by the bakery on the way home.
And I judge him, but not really. Like, there are times where we get catering at work, and Covino's like, yo, I'm going to make a plate for my daughter so I don't have to buy her dinner.
I only do that unless there's extra. Yeah, unless there's extra. Look, baller on the budget. You gotta make it happen. Now, think about that. We'll take your phone calls at 877-99 on Fox. All your feedback at Covino and Rich or YouTube Live, Covino and Rich FSR. People are chopping it up together. Get to know your fellow Fox Sports Radio listeners, your Dan Patrick listeners. And I want to bring up something else as we still get feedback about Scattaboo and players being robots in their personal lives and more. It was announced. We've talked about it. It was speculated on, but it's official now, December 19th in Miami.
Yeah.
Jake Paul is fighting former gold medal winner and heavyweight champion and total physical specimen Anthony Joshua in a heavyweight bout. There is a max weight of 245, though. And, Jake Paul, 6'1", 200 pounds. He could take it up to 220, 230, though. AJ, 6'6". Keep in mind, the original fight, if you're not a fight fan, you have to remember he was going to fight Gervonta Davis, which is an interesting matchup, but a stupid one at the same time. You got an elusive and fast and strong, powerful puncher in Gervonta Davis, but he was 5'5", 135. I'm not the biggest guy in the world, but I weighed that in 6th grade, okay?
Bro,
So
Jake Paul went
perspective.
from thinking he was going to fight Gary Coleman to Wemby.
Yeah, exactly. So he went from training to fight a 5'5" champion, 5'5", 135, Gervonta Davis, Tank Davis. Tank gets in trouble. Jake says, this fight's off. So he scrambles for the greater good of his fans. That I respect. You know what, man? It's unfortunate what happened. I'm still going to make another fight happen. The update is, here's the update as of yesterday, today. There was 30 fighters that accepted an offer. 30 fighters salivating at the opportunity to make some crazy coin, some real bank. Again, it is prize fighting. We got to keep that in mind.
That's the key there. I think there are a ton of fighters that have trained their whole life, Covino, and had legitimate fights, battles, like 12 rounds going at it with like other legit fighters. And I'm not saying Jake Paul's not legit, but if you have an opportunity to make probably easily 10 times more money than you've ever made to fight Jake Paul, I bet you that number was closer to 300 fighters would have fought Jake Paul. We're just talking 30 names you might know. It's who won. Honestly, I'm shocked at someone that wouldn't want to fight Jake Paul, knowing that you're going to make tens of millions of dollars to fight someone that you probably feel you could beat if you're a legitimate fighter.
Yeah, so clearly lots of fighters wanted to throw their hat in the ring, pun intended. But it came down to a few. So it is Anthony Joshua, and we're going to speculate on that, but here's the update. They're saying that Ryan Garcia was in the mix. Garcia in the mix, but apparently he's got a fight.
That would have been fun because Garcia's the fastest young kid, but he's tiny.
He's another 135, 140 pounder. He can take it up to 150 something, 160 something. He's fighting Mario Barrios, rumor has it, for a title fight. He's still trying to make his way back, but Ryan Garcia, popular, social media hype. It could have been a fun and exciting fight, right? Powerful puncher, fast, but a challenging one for Jake Paul when you factor in speed. But he's really no bigger than Tank Davis. In fact, he got knocked out by Tank Davis, Gervonta Davis.
Yeah.
So Ryan Garcia was one of the rumors. Terrence Crawford accepted. He just recently beat Canelo.
Are you talking about the best pound-for-pound fighter on planet Earth said yes to Jake Paul?
Yes, and I think smart on Jake Paul again because he passed on that. And I think he would have had more trouble fighting a Terrence Crawford than Anthony Joshua. But it makes you think twice about these circus fights or these spectacles, however you want to look at them. When you have credible fighters like a Terrence Crawford, who again was probably teetering on retiring or trying to figure out what he wants to do. He already beat Canelo. What's left to do? Hey, man, this is a perfect payday. When you got fighters like Bud Crawford, fighters of his caliber willing to do that, it says a lot about, the money involved and how serious people are taking these fights.
Yeah.
So it is a different level now. There's another storyline too, Rich, where he meaning Jake Paul and his camp, MVP Promotions, are super friendly with Alexander Usyk. Usyk is no chump, but he's a smaller heavyweight. He's of a cruiserweight stature. And that could be exciting.
Do you mean the guy that made Tyson Fury look silly?
Yes, Usyk. The same Usyk who beat Joshua 2 times already.
Yeah, this is
the
going to be wild.
heavyweight champion of the world.
Can I just say something? I love this boxing talk because I think the Jake Paul boxing, spectacles are fun. They're good get-togethers for friends. We all watched the Mike Tyson one. I'm glad it's not Nate Diaz again, I'll be honest. I just think it's shocking that we went from talking about this dude fighting like washed up Nate Diaz or, another influencer or like a reality star boxer.
Again, Diaz for the second time. I'm not even going at Diaz. I'm just saying we already saw that.
But my point is we went from guys that were like, oh, these are guys that Jake Paul has probably figured out I have a chance to beat. And now you're saying Usyk and Crawford and guys like that were up for the challenge. Like those guys would destroy Jake Paul. And if they don't, then Jake Paul is as legitimate could get. If Jake Paul can hang with Anthony Joshua or any of those dudes, I think we're about to see Jake Paul get knocked on his ass in a very dangerous, big-time way. Or if he doesn't, we're all going to have to just accept the reality that Jake Paul is so much better than we all think.
All right, here's the facts. The facts are I do think that he passed on Crawford because Crawford, even though a smaller fighter, he's a better fighter, a slicker fighter, and would have been heavier competition for a Jake Paul. Jake Paul's not ready for that heat. He's not ready for that type of fight. I do believe Anthony Joshua, bigger in stature and stronger, is a better matchup, even though he's a heavyweight, than a Terrence Crawford would have been, and that's why Jake Paul agreed to it. he's slower. So Jake Paul's thinking, well, I could get to him. I don't know if I can get to a Terrence Crawford. Maybe I could dodge or get out of the way of an Anthony Joshua. I can't do that with a Terrence Crawford. So I get why he picked him. But I think we need to be reminded that Anthony Joshua is only 36 years old. He's 6'6". He's 5 inches bigger than Jake Paul. Oh. He's a good 50 pounds heavier. His reach is bigger. He's been a gold medal winner, a former heavyweight champion, a guy that beat a Klitschko. The only people he really lost to are superstars. He lost to Usyk twice. He lost to Andy Ruiz, which was a great moment for all the Vatos Locos in the barrio. Yeah. But he lost to Usyk twice, and he recently lost to Daniel Dubois. I'm not sure anybody could beat those dudes. So you can't criticize AJ for that. So that's the update, guys. 30 fighters said yes to what we consider a circus sideshow.
Because more people will watch this than anything else. Why do people watch certain things? Some people watch NASCAR for the crashes. Some people watch,
that's why it's a win for Jake Paul. If he wins, he wins. But people are also watching, like you said, to see him get his face bashed in. So if that happens, then he also wins.
I think that's why people are watching, and it's a nice little Christmas treat. The week before Christmas, December 19th, Jake Paul's either going to prove that, I'm really legit, or we're finally all going to get that gratification of like, I want to see Jake Paul get knocked on his ass, because it's going to happen. And if it doesn't, then we all have to acknowledge that, holy crap, this guy's he's gotten good. It's been years that he's training. He takes it serious. He's young. Jake Paul's a big dude, so it's anything's possible.
And a la Rocky Balboa, even if he shows that he's got heart and that he could hang, and man, maybe he even goes the distance. It's a moral victory because he's in there with Anthony Joshua, so his career carries on and he still makes way for a bigger fight. Do you think it's fixed in any way? Do you not buy into this? That's not where I'm getting. I think this is legit, and I think Anthony Joshua is going to destroy this dude. I really do. And there's professionals like Tyson Fury who's saying otherwise. Tyson Fury is saying that Jake Paul is going to knock out Anthony Joshua, that he lost it that much. We'll see what happens. We want to know your thoughts. Those are the updates. He passed on a lot of big names to take on a really big dude.
Could I give you the odds real quick, and we'll come back and give away some prizes?
Sure.
Mike's words of wisdom. If you want to win, you want to get involved, win a Fox Sports Radio Nerf football. Watch us live on the YouTube page, 877-99 on Fox. But what we're saying makes sense. If you're saying Anthony Joshua was going to knock him on his ass, minus 1,000. Anthony Joshua, minus 1,000. You got to bet $1,000 to win 100, and Jake Paul is plus 900. Bet 100 to win 900. So Jake Paul plus 900, Anthony Joshua minus 1,000. So major favorite, Anthony Joshua to knock Jake Paul on his ass. But money will be made, and we'll all be watching December 19th.
All right, we'll wrap it up, and we'll get to your thoughts, and we'll give away prizes next. Mike's Wednesday Words of Wisdom. If you don't know what it is, you'll find out. But your chance to win right here on Fox Sports Radio. Covino and Rich in for Dan Patrick. There's a lot of controversy about Christy Martin and Sydney Sweeney. Sydney Sweeney getting a lot of backlash about her portrayal of Christy Martin, and she's the reason why it flopped. The movie's flopping, is terrible in the box office.
Let's flop it more.
Oh, geez. Here it comes.
No, I won't even go there. I'm too classy for that. But you know what? I got to say this.
All right, Freddie Blassie.
You know what the problem is?
All right, James Lennon Jr.
You know what the problem is? It's you. It's me. It's you. It's everyone. Everyone has whack-ass expectations. What did you think? Did you think this was going to make hundreds of millions of dollars in the box office? No one gives a shit because it's in the theater. But it did get us thinking about biopics we've watched over the years where some people really immerse themselves in the character and others miss the mark.
Okay, so we got 3 good ones, 3 bad ones. Of course, you could add to our list at Covino and Rich.
You decide.
At Fox Sports Radio, hashtag overpromised. You make the call. 3 good ones that we agree on.
By the way, the proof is you're not going to see it, but I guarantee the minute it's on HBO, Prime, Netflix, you're going to be the first one to watch it. You just don't want to get off your ass.
There's a lot of sour grapes, a lot of jealousy, a lot of people just hating on Sydney Sweeney. That's why Christy Martin herself came out today saying, hey, everybody back off. I fight for women. I'm going to stand up for her. She did a great job.
You talking about weenies that were mad at her jeans ad?
There's a lot of people who are just jealous of who she is, have a problem with that ad. You had Ruby Rose, other actors saying that, she was a cretin and she ruined the movie. There's a lot of people just hating on her because she's hot.
To quote James Franco, don't be so peanut butter and jelly.
All right,
Come on.
Some of the good ones, Rami Malek, Bohemian Rhapsody, undeniably great.
I think you and I came up with a top 3 that is undeniable. He was Freddie Mercury. I think he was Freddie Mercury. This is a great one to put on the top 3. Can I give you another one?
Yeah.
A guy that I think he, by the end of the movie, thought he was Abe Lincoln. Daniel Day-Lewis as Abraham Lincoln. Unbelievable. Not the Vampire Hunter one. Like, this is like the actual biopic.
I was going to say, I'm a huge fan of the Vampire Slayer, but you're right. This one was good, too.
Wait, he didn't hunt vampires?
No, he did not slay them, hunt them, or anything. But when he was Abe Lincoln, I was like, yo, this is so convincing. I feel like I'm in 1865.
Margot Robbie as Tanya Harding, I thought was a great movie. I wasn't expecting that. Good movie, really good.
I thought she was fantastic. And
you know who else was in that before they were super famous? Paul Walter Hauser. He was one of the goons.
Oh, Stingray?
Yes, Stingray was
from Cobra Kai.
Wasn't he Galooly?
He was one of those dudes in the movie, yeah, but we didn't really know him that well back then. But really good movie. Really good movie.
And you know what? Margot Robbie played down the looks just enough because I was like, you don't want to watch this movie thinking like, man, I want to get with Tanya Harding. She played it perfectly, gave that little redneck vibe. I really think Margot Robbie, not only beautiful, but fantastic. I thought Tanya definitely got my attention.
I gotta say, we're not forgetting the Doors movie. We're not forgetting some of the other greats, right? So you could add to the list.
We're allowed to have our favorites. Those are our favorites.
Those are the ones we agreed on.
Want to go over the shit list?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yo, I'm such a hypocrite here because how could you say you hate something if you've never seen it? I couldn't be convinced by the trailer. I never saw Ali because I'm like, Will Smith, I'm not convinced. I couldn't even.
My man.
Bro, I couldn't even put myself in the mindset.
And when Rich and I agree, it's fact. I'm not a big Will Smith fan anyway, but I am a big Ali fan, and I could never accept him as Muhammad Ali. So it may be the greatest movie ever, but I'm like, I've seen bits and pieces of it, but I'm like, I am not supporting this.
I do like Will. I know you don't. I like Will, but when he's Ali, all I see is Will Smith trying to be Ali. Like, I don't.
Can anyone really capture the dynamic personality and greatness of Muhammad Ali? That's really it. It's like, even as great as Will Smith is or could be, it's still not Ali to me.
You know what? So. I think number 2 on the bunk list, she could capture the hotness, but apparently everything was wrong about the beautiful Ana de Armas as Marilyn Monroe.
She's so hot. She's so talented. But you're right. I watched the movie and it didn't suck, but I could never get past the accent.
It was like,
how are you Marilyn Monroe with an accent? This, along with Ali, Rich and I haven't seen it, but based on the reviews, based on the reaction, the only one that seemed to be impressed with the Smashing Machine was Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I saw him get a standing ovation. Smash. He was crying, but people are saying this movie was ass.
Smash.
And it's his portrayal of Mark Kerr, the mixed martial art fighter, the wrestler, the fighter. Covino and Rich with superstar producer Danny G and Iowa Sam on the ones and twos. Spot's getting ready for midweek major. We do it every Wednesday on our show, 5 to 7 on the East, Covino and Rich. Wherever you get your podcast, just search Covino and Rich. Better yet, watch what you hear. We're on YouTube streaming live, so follow for free. Subscribe, Covino and Rich FSR. In for Dan Patrick, live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. Rich is in Texas. You could see it on YouTube. That's why he's got that 30-gallon hat on.
And my bolo tie.
Yeah. Why do you think he's got those assless chaps on? Again, Covino and Rich FSR. We're here for Dan Patrick, and Mako wants to send you to Super Week. Give your car a paint job and more. Visit danpatrick.com to enter daily for a chance to win and get official rules. No purchase necessary. Void in Alaska, Hawaii, and where prohibited. Open to contiguous. There it is.
Good job.
U.S. D.C. residents, 18. Contiguous. That's what I said, right? 18 and over. Ends 11/23/25. Again, thank you, Mako. Now,
contiguous.
Rich, that's what I said. Contiguous.
I know. I said good job.
That's what I said. Booby trap. So
that's what I said.
I said booby trap. It's Covino and Rich. Everything at Covino and Rich. And Mike's on standby, waiting just to say hi. He's got his Wednesday words of wisdom, and we're going to get to it. Every Wednesday, we give away prizes. It's our way of bribing you to hang with us and to enjoy Covino and Rich. They're turbo Nerf footballs, Rich.
Oh,
turbo balls.
The type that you could throw like 80 yards. Remember those as a kid?
Yeah. CNR on FSR Nerf footballs. Great stocking stuffers. Perfect for the holidays. What do you do around Thanksgiving time, right? You always bring a football with you. Throw it around with your cousins, your bro, your family members. We're giving you your chance to win a Nerf football now. And if you won in the past, they're different than the old ones we had.
All right. Now, Mike, when he first started working at Fox Sports Radio, Mike was one of the first guys we met. And I was under the impression that Mike ran Fox Sports Radio and ran the iHeart facility. So we call him, Mike who runs this place.
That's because I do.
Yeah.
I mean, I heard he does.
Yeah, he actually doesn't run anything.
Yeah, he walks around. I mean, look at him. He's angry all the time.
Clearly, I do run this place.
Turns out that's up for debate. But, hey, Mike is a good friend of ours, and Mike comes in here every Wednesday, and he dishes out some words of wisdom. And honestly, it's really simple. It's a quick, fun way to give away a prize. Mike's always given us his words of wisdom, so he said, why don't you just say it on the air? And if people repeat it verbatim, word for word, hey, we'll give him a prize, and we'll move on. So, Mike, I hand it over to you with your words of wisdom.
Well, now, I need to preface this one. We have a very special words of wisdom on the anniversary of the Gettysburg Address. That is today, the 162nd anniversary of the Gettysburg Address. So this is one, should be easy.
All right.
Let's go.
Hit it, Sam.
It's time for the guy that runs this place.
Just for clarification, guys, Big Mike does not run this place. He is not in charge of everything. He has no power over really anybody here. He does not run this place.
It's Big Mike's Words of Wisdom on a Wednesday.
Special music this morning.
Here we go. 407 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal.
Hear, hear.
We're
You're
gonna need
hijacking Abe Lincoln?
We're going to need a history teacher to call in to win.
These are very wise words, and it should be easy to guess because I'm assuming that there are some listeners out there that still have this memorized when they had to do it in high school.
And there's some that can't pronounce contiguous.
Well, yeah. That's
I do not know that one. I mean, I know it, but I don't know it word for word. That's the key here.
Yeah.
Word for word.
I'll give it to you. Let me give it to you one more time.
Yeah, I was going to say, Iowa Sam, crank up the fiddle.
Here we go.
Let's hear it one more time. Pay close attention.
407 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty, and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal.
All right, now get this. If you could repeat that word for word, verbatim, you win a prize. Simple as that. 877-99 on Fox. Mike's Wednesday Words of Wisdom. Or as Sam said behind your back, Mike, turds of wisdom. 877-90.
Hey, that's a behind the scenes.
Why you got to throw Sam under the bus, bro?
I'm sorry. I know. Sorry about that.
Mike has my back there. I
Man, I
appreciate
feel like Rodney Dangerfield over here.
Not
Lack
sure
of
what
respect.
happened.
I get no respect.
Not sure what happened there, Mike.
Some of my favorite presidential fun facts have to do with Abe Lincoln on the anniversary of the Gettysburg Address. Fun fact number one.
Oh, no.
Have you seen Mary Todd? Apparently, Abe loved big asses.
Oh, no.
I mean, who doesn't? Good for Abe.
I've heard this. And my favorite story is, you know why Abe had a beard? This is not a joke. I never read this children's book, but my kid did. There was an 11-year-old girl named Grace Bedell who said, he was running for president. Like, Mr. Lincoln.
She wrote him a letter.
Yeah. You sure it wasn't a DM on Instagram?
No, I'm pretty sure she wrote him a letter. Yeah, and
okay.
they printed it in the paper.
Yeah, she wrote him a letter, 11-year-old girl, in 1860. This girl said, Mr. Lincoln, I think you would look more presidential if you grew a beard. And he's like, I think you're right, young girl. He grew a beard, became president, and then along his little tour of the then, smaller United States, he ends up meeting this girl, thanks her, and it's like a legendary moment. Grace Bedell. I think it's a story that we should all know.
When did he start
we
slaying
do now.
vampires? Yeah. That's what I want to
Oh,
know.
he started slaying vampires, I think, the year before he got killed, yeah.
All right, well, if you could repeat that word for word, you'll win a prize and you become a legend, okay? A Fox Sports Radio hero, and you got the wisdom of Big Mike who runs this place. Now, while Danny G gets the phone calls going, 877-99 on Fox, 877-99 on Fox. There was a study from the University of Oxford, and I want to start talking about this while we get the prizes and phone calls going. The study suggests that men should get together with friends at least twice a week, preferably over a few drinks to maintain good health.
Are you sure this is true?
I mean, this is according to an Oxford study. I found a meme, so it has to be true.
It's like those, remember back in the day, they would like things like, hey, women who sexually satisfy their men are better health. Like,
well, do you want more information? I'll give it to you. Led
Please,
by psychologist Robin Dunbar, the research found that frequent in-person hangouts strengthen bonds and improve both physical and mental well-being. Men with strong social circles are less likely to face depression, recover faster from sickness, enjoy higher endorphin levels, better immune function, and reduced anxiety. However, the study also revealed that about 40% of men only meet up once a week. I mean, I'm surprised it's that high. 40% of men meet up once a week. Dunbar notes that texting or online chats don't provide the same benefits. Real health gains come from spending quality face-to-face time, whether through sports, joking around, or simply grabbing a beer together. So, again, the study finds men should spend at least 2 nights a week with friends to stay healthy, and mentally and physically.
I agree with this 100%. In fact, I know, Covino, you argue that we are lucky and blessed enough to have a job like this, so sort of that fills that bucket for you?
Well, it's a great conversation to have now because we just got back from our bros trip. We went to Arizona to go to a Cardinals 49ers game, and we made it a priority, and I think that's part of it. You have to make a full-on initiative out of it. You have to make it like a thing that we're going to do this once a year, and we've done that with our group of pals. Rich and I had a great time once again, and it is good for the soul to bro it up and leave your worries behind a little bit and have a good time at the game. I was on the groove line, leaving my worries behind. I do believe there's some truth to this. Twice a week sounds a bit much, but I think it's necessary in life. Sam, what's your thoughts?
You guys were talking about a group of guys a few months ago, like I think British dudes who would meet up every day or every once a week for like 40 some years.
That's right. Yeah.
I think it is. It's good for your
listen,
psyche,
your mental well-being for sure.
Covino in the past has said, yo, hanging with you guys doing the show, that's all the male bonding I need.
That's more than I need.
Well, yeah, there's only so much of you I could take, Rich. I mean,
that is true.
Yeah.
But there is a reason, like you make fun of me and bust my balls, but that's why I love playing softball. That's why I like doing rec sports.
Yeah,
that's
but you're
why
like an energy vampire. You know what I mean? Like you need that. You need to suck the energy and life out of everybody else so that you feel good. That's a social butterfly does. That's a clear description of an extroverted person. I'm an outgoing introvert. I don't need that all the time. I don't need it as much as you. I just think that everybody does need it, though, just not as often as this study says.
Yeah, but that dude camaraderie that I get from playing Sunday softball, or, some guys going, play golf every Saturday morning, or playing pickleball, or whatever you do. I find that male bonding important. The same way I would encourage women to have their ladies' night and girls' night. I think it's important for women. I always encourage my wife, like, if you want to go on a girls' trip, I got the kids. Don't worry. Go hang with your friends. You need that time.
It also justifies how much time you're spending away from home. But there's reasons I think this is necessary. I feel like you lose your edge if you're not hanging out with your buddies. You're not on the inside jokes anymore. You're not as sharp as you used to be. I'll explain more, but we got to pick a winner. So your thoughts, want to start getting phone calls and thoughts about hanging out and bro time and how necessary it really is to go out and catch the game, have a brouhaha with your buddies for Thursday night football. How important? 2 nights a week sounds a little much. It just does. We're adults, right? We have lives. 2 nights a week? That's
a lot.
That sounds exhausting. But
I will say, if you say, let's go out for a brouhaha, you'll have no friends.
Okay, fair.
Okay.
I will not be going out for a brouhaha with you, Steve.
Oh, I'm buying, Mike.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
Change my mind. You got me.
So
I'm in.
Ha ha.
A brew.
We will get back to this after we pick a winner.
Yep.
877-99 on Fox for a Fox Sports Radio CNR on FSR Nerf Turbo Football. It's Mike's Wednesday Words of Wisdom. Let's start with Eric in Illinois. Can he repeat it verbatim?
Wait for the music.
Yes,
Yeah, okay.
All right.
All right, Eric.
407 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation conceived of liberty and dedicated it to the proposition that all men, discernment on men.
Oh, no.
Oh, he went off the rails.
Yeah, sorry.
All men.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
So close.
Started off good.
What about the men?
He turned into Bobby Boucher at the end. Oh, yeah. He turned into nervous Southerner.
He was like my Raiders. Started off great against the Patriots and
everything
downhill from there.
I feel like he was reading it and lost his place.
No, yeah, he was. He's like, what is that?
I feel like he was reading it and his phone went to the screensaver.
There's no reading. There's got to be word for word. All right. Hey, great job, Eric. Kind of. We're moving on to Trevor. Trevor in Orange County.
What's
Mike's
up, Trev?
Wednesday Words of Wisdom. What's up?
Hey, good morning. How you doing?
What's up, man? Thanks for hanging.
Absolutely. Let me know when you guys are ready.
Let's go.
All right. 407 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal.
Oh, we have a winner.
We have a winner.
Get this guy a top hat.
Good job, Trev.
Yeah.
Good job.
Big winner.
Orange County, California. As soon as the turbo shipment comes in, it'll be mailed out to you. Congratulations, Trevor.
Thank you.
Thank you, buddy. Thanks
Appreciate
for
you.
playing.
And Mike, it's really great words of wisdom. You made that up. You made that up, Mike?
Yeah, just right off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Well,
You should have came in with a top hat for sure.
yeah,
Right?
definitely.
Yeah, that would have been better for the visual reasons.
Yeah,
We're
I mean, Mike,
streaming
we're
live.
on the YouTube page. I think we're going to dye your beard black today and wear
Nobody
a top hat.
said
No?
anything about props. Nobody said anything about
Well,
props.
I give you props.
I thought we were the carrot tops of FSR. No? Okay.
I'll see what I can do to work something out next time.
Well, we do this
All right,
every
thanks, man.
Wednesday. We got more prizes tomorrow, but again, it's great being in for the great Dan Patrick. We got more Covino and Rich. Your thoughts on hang time with your buddies and more on Fox Sports Radio.
The question really is, Drake May is him, or is he? Because we don't quite know. It's the big question today, and I'm here to tell you that I think he is.
Well, keep in mind, you could be prisoner of the moment. You can't deny that the guy is great, but people live in a world of headlines, and people love to say things like, he's the next Tom Brady. I mean, I will admit this. They didn't struggle really that long. Like, they found their guy immediately. It's like a guy who lost his wife and then found another hot one a few years later. It happened really quick. There was no really downtime and down period for the Patriots.
There were some Cam Newton years in there and some
just
other experiments.
A few, but it seems like they are back and in full force again, beating the Jets yesterday to kick off Week 11, 27-14. They're now 9-2.
Well,
but if you read like what people are saying on social media, like, Tom Brady was cloned, man. He's Tom Brady. Is he really Tom Brady? Is he him, as the kiddos say, as Rich just said, 877-99 on Fox? That's the question. Plus, there's a whole story about his wife.
Well, here's the thing. When you ask yourself, is Drake May the real deal, essentially? You got to remind yourself, yeah, he was a top-level pick. It's not like he's some guy that's just like, got lucky.
I get it. Not a surprise, but not everybody pans out either, as you see in the NFL.
People love to say, well, look at their schedule, it's weak. And I will forever hate that argument because you only play who's on your schedule. You can't dictate and be like, we want tougher competition. You play who's on your schedule. And if you think back, Danny G, Week 1, the Patriots lost to your Raiders.
Yo, what up, Danny G?
Oh, yeah, Geno Smith looked excellent in that game.
And we thought like, oh, man, Patriots, what a rough Week 1. They lost to the Raiders. Then we thought for a minute your Raiders might be good. Since then,
get this.
Since then, this team has gone 9-1.
9-1. Drake May stepped up. And again, they're playing the Jets. 281 yards, 1 tutty, but just looking solid. And the whole team sort of vibes around them. They're 4-2 at home and 9-2 overall. The Patriots are the real deal. Of course, there's the Colts. Of course, there's the Broncos. Of course, there's the Chiefs.
Yeah.
But got to be high on the Patriots. Is he the guy, or are we just really excited that he could be or appears to be or seems to be the next Tom Brady?
Well, in a world where everyone clearly loves to gamble, that's another storyline in the world of sports lately.
He's going to hate that comparison, if not speaking out about it already. It's like filling really big shoes. It's like, let me just be the best Drake May I could be. Because you're never – like being compared to Tom Brady is the worst thing in the world. But it's like, and I hate to give you a Yankee example, it's like who was always going to follow Jeter? That was always a conversation. That's what Volpe's haunted by right now.
Look at the odds right now via DraftKings Sportsbook. Drake May is your favorite to win the MVP. I repeat, Drake May is your favorite to win the MVP. So I look at this as an opportunity to say, what's the better bet? Because Danny G, Dan Byer, I was Sam, our team back in L.A., can we all agree that, like, we're not quite sure that is the result, fast forward the second half of the year? Would you be confident in putting your cash behind Drake May?
All right, yeah. Narratives change week to week, and you know this because we talk about it. You know, he could all of a sudden have a few bad games, and then we're saying, Drake May on a trip. Beep, all you need, dancing feet, leave your worries behind.
Oh, this
leave
song
your worries
hits.
behind.
This
you
song
need some bro
slaps.
time. It does. We're on the Groove Line, Covino and Rich, Fox Sports Radio, in for Dan Patrick. Everybody, can I get a little ooh, ooh? I can't hit that high note this early. It's early out here on the West Coast, but shout out to the rest of the Fox Sports Radio Nation. Covino and Rich, we're on 5 to 7 on the East, Monday through Friday. But we're on anytime, and you can watch us live at Covino and Rich FSR, Covino and Rich FSR. And remember, right after the show, the podcast goes up too.
Yeah.
So search Covino and Rich. Give us 5 stars. Follow, rate, and review. We appreciate it. And thanks for hanging out with us. Now, next hour, Midweek Major. We're going to go over the headlines in sports and pop culture. Are they midweek or major? We'll talk more about the Lakers again. But bro time, Rich, and women time. It's important for the soul. Studies show that You're just better mentally and physically. If you get out 2 times a week, that makes me tired. I feel like you need more rest than that. I think once a week is fine. That's 4 times
once
a month.
week, but I'm saying if you got little kids, it's tricky to do this. But if you don't have kids, you have no excuse to not go out, spend time with friends, or
all right, what if you do have kids? Let's adjust this Oxford study. If you do have kids, I think twice a month is plenty. Twice a month? That's plenty of time.
Can I tell you?
You're still a responsible adult.
Sometimes bonding with it could be other parents. I'll tell you what, like I chop it up a lot with some of the other dads at baseball or my daughter's softball where I'm coaching and stuff. So I don't know. I just think what the study is just proving is that as adults, we need interactions with other humans. We need social time. We need to watch a game or honestly just have grown-up time, because otherwise you're in a little funk. That's
because
why
we rely too much on social media for our social connections, and it's not doing the trick. That's what the study implies here.
I
The
think
study
it's pretty
finds
much
men
saying-
who spend 2 nights a week with friends are more likely to stay healthy. So face-to-face interaction is the key here. And if that's around the game, then do it around the game. Whatever gets your ass out, that's fine.
But every time I say these things to you, you say, bro, I don't got time for
because
that.
you're
I'm
a
like, hey,
social butterfly, dude. You're like an exceptional next-level pain in the ass. Not everybody needs the amount of social interaction that you need. That's why I'm saying there's a compromise here. There's a lot of people that are perfectly fine chilling at home, watching sports, playing their guitar, but I told you I'd let you know why. We just came back from a bros trip in Arizona, right? We've done it once a year for the past few years. Rich and I and a group of friends that started off as listeners. Now we're just buds. We've all grown up together from all different walks of land. We get together and we hang out. We have a great time. We go to a game. We rent an Airbnb. And I realize, because I'm on the radio and I'm hanging out, that I'm still as sharp, if not sharper than I ever was, as far as punchline and quick to the punch and bringing a laugh, if that's what I'm trying to do. And I feel like the less you get out there and the less you interact, the less you mingle, the less edge you have when it comes to those interactions. You start losing your edge. It's like an athlete who loses his step, or you don't have that punch anymore, those fighting guts. You lose your edge in the circle and become a wallflower amongst your friends. You're no longer the guy that's quick to the punch, quick to the punch line, quick to the fun. And you're in your own head because you don't know how to socially interact anymore. Like, everybody's in their own head to some degree. But I'm saying that person that has the ring rust, he's not as confident as he once was because he doesn't do it as often. You have to get out there and interact.
No doubt. 100%. I agree with you. I just think that you don't need to be a social quote butterfly like me to want to just spend time with buds. That's why golfing, pickleball, bowling, these are things I feel like our parents were more active than we are. Like, we always joke about how all of our parents were in some type of bowling league. Meanwhile, like, do you know anyone in a bowling league? We're grown men. Do you know anyone that's in a bowling league?
I think our buddy Wes in Vegas maybe he's in a bowling league. But you're right. Grew up in the bowling alley because our parents were in leagues. But that was the only thing my parents did as far as social interaction, to be honest. So, and again, they become awkward as a result, right? All they know is each other and hanging out with family. They don't know how to hang with other adults. So it's important. Your thoughts and more next hour. Midweek major. Plus, we'll talk Lakers again. And keeping your star players, how important is that to your franchise?
Coming up. We're going to have a lot of fun this hour. Covino Rich in for the great Dan Patrick right here on Fox Sports Radio.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking
joking.
Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best. You were dating some girl, and you were like, hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense. Her mom walked in. Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win.
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the fun.
We're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there. And I'll point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate your show. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct. 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event during a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it.
There's a slight change atop the latest college football playoff rankings. Ohio State, Indiana, and Texas A&M, they remain the top three, but Georgia's moved into fourth. Texas Tech, Ole Miss, Oregon, Oklahoma, Notre Dame, and Alabama round out the top 10. For college basketball's Blue Bloods took the floor at Madison Square Garden for the State Farm Champions Classic last night. Fourth-ranked Duke handled number 23 Kansas before number 18 Michigan State and routed 13th-ranked Kentucky behind 20 points from Jackson Kohler.
The first one went in, and you just kind of build on that confidence, and I feel like that gave a leeway for everybody to make their shots.
The Spartans, they improved to 4-0. The Wildcats dropped to 3-2. Texans QB C.J. Stroud, he's still in concussion protocol. He'll miss Thursday night football against the Bills. He'll be back to face the Colts, though, in Week 13. Bucks forward Giannis Antetokounmpo, he'll miss 1 to 2 weeks. He's got a groin strain suffered on Monday night. And the Orioles acquired outfielder Taylor Ward from the Angels Tuesday for righty Grayson Rodriguez. And that's sports. I'm Scott Davidson.
DP.
Dan Patrick. Welcome to the Dan Patrick Show.
We are the most unathletically decorated show in radio history, I think.
America's most revered sports talk show.
Respect the position that you have.
But today, Dan Patrick and the four Danettes are not here. So sitting in for Dan Patrick and hosting the Dan Patrick Show, here's Steve Covino and Rich Davis.
Yo, let's go. Wednesday, CNR on FSR into the great DP.
Yeah.
And can you believe 1 week from today? It's the night before Thanksgiving. What do they call it? The biggest party night of the year?
Can you believe In 3 days, it's my daughter's sweet 16 party, and I got to make some sort of dad speech. I got to do my own Gettysburg Address of sorts. I'm a little nervous about that. I'm a guy on national radio in for Dan Patrick, and I'm nervous to talk to a bunch of nose-picking teenagers.
You think you'll cry?
Hell no. Fatos don't cry, bro. Fatos
I
just
think you're
pout
gonna
real
cry.
hard. No, I'm not going to cry. Get out of here. I'm just worried about what I'm going to say.
growing up so fast.
So, welcome to the show. 1 foot in dad life, 1 foot up your ass every day here on Fox Sports Radio. You like that?
Oh,
In
no.
for DP. The number's 877-99 on Fox. Everything at Covino and Rich. But you can watch what you hear at Covino and Rich FSR. You could interact and get involved. Chop it up with other listeners. Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube. Subscribe for free. Send it to a friend. Even if it's to make fun of us, we don't care. We just want you to be part of it. Thank you very much. Covino and Rich FSR. Now, this hour, we get you ready for the rest of the day, the rest of the week. The biggest stories in the world of sports and pop culture. We do it every Wednesday, turning your hump day into a hump night with Midweek Major.
Oh,
the stories
yeah. And
midweek or major.
we're also going to figure out what Nepo baby in sports lasts longer. Shador or Bronny? We might debate that. I have a theory about my dude Polar Bear Pete Alonso and the importance of keeping your stars.
Well, we only have 1 hour. I feel like you're over-promising, so slow down because we got to talk LeBron. We got to talk Lakers, but a quick phone call first. 877-99 on Fox. If you heard Mike's Wednesday Words of Wisdom, he quoted the Gettysburg Address. Today's the anniversary, November 19th, 1863. Apparently, Eric here, is it Eric or Abe Lincoln on the phone? What up, Eric?
Hey, how's it going, brother?
Hey, Eric in Pennsylvania does a great Abe Lincoln.
This is true.
Is it true? I mean, how do you know?
What does that mean?
Oh, from all the old footage that we've got.
But we don't really.
Oh, I can't wait to hear this.
I think there might, his
let's
voice
hear
might
Abe
have been on
Lincoln.
like some wax recordings, like really, really early stuff. I could be wrong.
Wax or whack?
Wax.
Have you ever
No,
been to
what we're about
Disneyland?
to hear is a whack recording.
You ever been to Disneyland and you get to sit there and see Abe Lincoln on the stage?
Did you say Abe Lincoln
Well,
or
it was
Hey
recorded
Blinken?
on an open.
All right, let's
Oh,
hear
what
it.
now?
Let's
Recorded
hear
on
it.
what? I didn't hear that. What?
It was recorded once on an old Victrola
Yeah.
record player, the very
Right.
first record players that they had.
Ah,
Yeah.
yes.
Well, you're losing my interest quick, so let's do this.
All right. So 87 years ago, our fathers brought forth upon this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
This guy's time travel.
Is he just doing the voice from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure?
I think he might be.
Party on, dude!
There you go.
I feel like we just
Party
made
on.
radio
All right,
history.
Thank you, Eric.
Man, I think that was Abe Lincoln reincarnated. That was incredible.
Daniel Day-Lewis did a little higher pitch voice.
Thank you, Eric. I mean, I believe that's what they
Yeah,
said. Like
historian said he had a higher pitch voice.
We have this belief because he was what was he, 6'6"?
He had a
You know,
voice like this.
you know whose beard is starting to look Abe Lincoln like?
LeBron
Yeah.
James?
Yeah.
Yeah, LeBron James definitely got it going for the Gettysburg Address. But we have this belief that he had a deep voice. They say he did not. But
What if-
yeah, speaking of...
What if Abe Lincoln had the ability to like change his voice, like Tyrese Halliburton, where he goes from like badass to like weenie?
You know, you bring that up as if it's common knowledge. If you've never heard that, that's really weird. It's a really weird thing that he's got going on, Halliburton, where his voice changes. So let's talk LeBron James. And thank you, Eric. The dude had
Not
a night.
2, not 3, not 4.
He had a night. He really did. It was his return, and people are going to be like, dude, it's the 5-9 Jazz. Relax. They dominated the Jazz 140-126. I mean, it was close at one point, but then they ran away with it.
Yeah.
Luka had 37 points. We know this. Reeves had 26 points. Ayton had 20 points. LeBron James, a meager 12 points. Still double digits. But, man, was he dishing the ball? Was he bringing the excitement? Was he bringing the smiles? Why is that important? Because it was noticeable and it looked like the Lakers were having fun. That's the thing, because we were questioning, are they going to be vibing? Like, they're playing good without him. Is the chemistry going to be there? And he addressed it and said, yo, man, why would anyone think otherwise? Why is that even a question? I'll fit in with anybody. And if he's able to fit in the way he fit in yesterday, where it's not all about me, Bron, and you're willing to dish it, and you're willing to pass and make everyone else shine, you realize that it all doesn't fall on him, and he'll be more well-rested, and he'll be in better shape coming the end of the season because it's not him doing everything. So it looked like a better team as a result.
The sentiment that LeBron isn't just going to make the Lakers even better is what's that stuff you wash your junk with in the shower?
Hogwash.
Hogwash.
Yeah, that's hogwash. But we did think, Rich, in all fairness, that it would take a minute. And it didn't look like they missed a beat yesterday.
Can I tell you something? You know what we forget? I don't know. I'm so aggravated by this sentiment that like LeBron isn't like a generational special player.
It's not even that. It's a question of, was LeBron willing and able to adjust to the new dynamics here where he doesn't have to be the star who's scoring all the time, who's doing everything. He got to rely on his teammates. What we saw is that he trusts his teammates. That's what we witnessed yesterday. Because the dude was dishing it, like Danny G said, like Magic Johnson.
You know how a lot of times with politicians, they say it's tough to judge their tenure in office until years later, maybe even decades, where it's hard to really decide in the moment, hey, is this working or not? And you can say that about any president, Trump, Obama, Clinton, Bush. You can't really tell on the spot how their policies will have a lasting effect. I think we're going to look back at LeBron James one day and feel embarrassed about how tough we were on him. Like, this is a guy that was constantly compared to MJ and Kobe and Shaq and all these guys from the 90s and 2000s. LeBron James, I speak on behalf of everyone in saying, we don't appreciate you enough. And I'll say this, Cove. When he plays on, like, Team USA, or it's an all-star weekend, what does every other superstar, forget what I say or you say or some dumb jabroni or buffoon listening or watching right now, doesn't every one of his peers from Steph Curry to Luka to Jokic, doesn't everyone talk about what a great team player he is and how he practices and trains harder than anyone? Isn't the sentiment that he's the guy?
I mean, he's always been, but again, it's an adjustment he had to make, and he made it, and it looked great yesterday. It really did.
Yeah.
It looked like a solid squad, and as he made his debut in his 23rd season, it was a good reminder to me that, we're not going to have this for much longer, so embrace it. Even if you're a LeBron hater, and there's plenty of them, I get it. He's a polarizing figure. You got to embrace the fact that he's given us 23 years of greatness, 23 years of things to talk about, even if it was 23 years to hate on. It gave you something, man, and I got to respect him for that journey, and if you never took your kid to see LeBron, now's the time. Like, all these things were going through my mind when I'm seeing him address the press yesterday and smile about his return and talk about his career. He's at a different level and a different stage of his life, and we don't got a whole lot more of it, so embrace it while you can. That's what I was reminded of, because he even looked a little, not physically older to me, but older in the face a little bit. Something about last night's interviews sat differently with me. And it was nice to see him smiling, having a good time, taking it in, because even he knows, you could see that even he knows that, this isn't going to last forever. I might as well have fun doing it.
LeBron James, we know it's, we're coming towards the end, but remember those stats you would see about Tom Brady? I saw the stat that Tom Brady has a total of 35 playoff wins as an individual quarterback. Tom Brady has won 35 postseason games. That's more than 28 other teams combined. Not all combined, but Tom Brady himself has more playoff wins than 28 NFL franchises. I saw a stat that Danny G and I guess we both saw this yesterday. When it comes to playoff wins since 1996, the Heat have 161. The Lakers have 166. The Spurs, the team with the most playoff wins since 1996, with 175. But you know who's above the Spurs? LeBron James. 184 playoff victories in the last 30 years.
So since 96, no team has won more playoff games than LeBron James. Not the Spurs, not the Lakers, not anyone. And again, that comes with 23 years of greatness, whether you like him or not. Yeah. And it was cool to see him just being content and realizing that they're going to be better if he does sort of take a back seat. Not even a back seat, just a different way of playing the game. Again, only scoring 11 points, but having 12 assists.
Maybe the dynamic is just right in LA. Remember yesterday?
It felt right. Again, it's just the Jazz. It's just the first game, but it was a great first game.
Yeah, Rich, you got to give credit to J.J. Redick because the rotations were great last night. DeAndre Ayton's going to be a big piece of this, and even Jackson Hayes backing him up because what were the Lakers lacking last season? But besides some sharp shooting in the postseason, they obviously were missing size, and that's a narrative you kept hearing all season long last year.
Dude, Ayton had 20 points, man.
Ayton obviously failed at a couple other stops, including the Suns, and Blazer fans know what I'm talking about. He's playing with energy. Luka has that effect on bigs. He's special when it comes to playing with centers. But here's the thing, and I'll be the bad guy, and I was born into a Lakers family, big fan of the team, but I want to see LeBron in this role for an extended period of time because after the game, both he and Coach Redick said, yeah, he's just getting his wind back. He's getting his legs underneath of him again. So I hope that doesn't mean that LeBron, once he gets to full speed, is going to go force things again and think he needs to score 37 points. Play your role that you played last night because you guys are right. The mix is perfect right now.
Yeah, your ego's not your amigo, as the saying goes. And if LeBron's able to put that aside and not worry about being the main scorer and he's okay with Luka and Reeves doing their thing and Ayton, like we said, and his value is just different now, and he's cool with that, and he shrugged just to say, hey, maybe this is the new me. That's what the body language said yesterday. Yeah. If he's able to stay in that role and not let his ego get the best of him, they could be great this season. Could they beat a young OKC? We're going to have to see that. But, it looked great last night.
It's the more I think about it, why not let Austin Reeves continue to fly under the radar? Undrafted, goofy white guy. No one really is going to give him that all-star status that we talked about. Like, Austin Reeves keeps balling, and it's I said it before, it's very Brock Purdy-ish, even though he was drafted Mr. Irrelevant. Pretty much undrafted, goofy, quiet dude. Let them fly under the radar and be productive. Let them do it. And that combo of him, Luka, and Danny, you were saying Ayton coming up big with LeBron. It's a good team. And with the OKC Thunder, OKC, heavily favored in Vegas to repeat. I think it's fun for the league and fun for fans to see the Lakers be one of those teams that could compete with OKC in the West, with Denver and a few others. But to see the Lakers and LeBron at the end of his career be in the mix, it's fun. It's what we want. Do you want to see LeBron end his career the way MJ did with the Wizards being irrelevant?
No, it was emotional. Like I said, it really was. It was either that or I was all emotional from watching Selena y los Dinos, A Family Legacy on Netflix. Maybe my emotions were already getting the best of me. But watching LeBron do his thing at this age, the older guy on the court, and embracing the new role and realizing that I could still be impactful and still be a star. Like, there's just a different way to be great on the court. I'm not saying he didn't know that, but it worked and it was different. It was really great to see. Yeah. So take your kids, go see LeBron, enjoy what might be his, last season. We don't know.
I listen.
But the team looked solid yesterday.
Listen to what Covino just said. It's very important. And I don't say that about many things Covino says. Bring your kids to go see LeBron. There are things I regret. There's things you regret. Never getting to see Nirvana. They very rarely performed on the East Coast back in the day. Not seeing Michael Jordan when he came to your town as a kid. You may have missed out on that. I took my kids to see Shohei Ohtani because I just thought it was important for them to see Shohei Ohtani in person, right? I mean, it's important. If you have the ability to show your kids in person, like, there's Aaron Judge. Why would we not do these things? Like, this could be your last chance. This is your dad seeing Mickey Mantle play. This is your this is your mom and dad going to see Bob Gibson pitch. Like this is the modern day. I got to see Kareem. Do it. Go. And I know tickets are expensive, but I think it's really worth seeing LeBron because you don't know how much longer this is going to last.
So, again, Lakers are 11-4 now, 140-126 over the 5-9 Jazz last night. An exciting game. That 4-point play, like you said. Just the camaraderie with these guys. You know, it made me think that if he's willing to stay in this role, Danny G, like you said, he does have more years left. If he's willing to, because he's not going to be dealing with the wear and tear and exhaustion.
No, and yesterday he was switched out for Luka.
Exactly.
Imagine having that at your disposal if you're the coach.
Dude, if he's willing to accept this role, and again, it's a great role to have. It's just a different game for LeBron.
Hey, bud,
you're gonna get more chances to see this guy if that's what he's willing to do. And the fun he looked like he was having last night, I wouldn't be surprised if he stuck around a little longer.
Not to jump all over the place, not to be House of Pain and jump around too much. Great song, by the way.
Yeah, but you're more like the Pointer Sisters. You want to jump. You're not crisscross. You're not Van Halen.
Let me jump for 1 second. Danny, you said Coach Redick, JJ Redick. Can we give this guy a mild apology? The same way Dan Campbell was mocked as the Lions coach. Oh, you're going to bite their kneecaps? Oh, okay. The same way Sean Payton, within a month, was like, this ain't going to work in Denver. Now they're one of the elite teams of the AFC. JJ Redick was considered a LeBron's buddy hire.
No, it's true. That was it.
And
you mean his podcast partner?
Yeah. Oh, it's his podcast partner. And he's a loudmouth on First Take with Stephen A. JJ Redick is proving to be a legitimate, solid NBA coach, and maybe he deserves a little sorry we underestimated you, bud.
He'll get that if he can lead the team past the Thunder.
True.
Because that's obviously the test here. This chemistry and this fun story and them having fun, it's all for nothing if they can't get past OKC, who are just blowing out teams so far this season.
Blowing out teams because they have that chemistry that the Lakers played with last night. They have that chemistry.
Yeah, they already have it in place.
They have that energy. They have that youth, right, and that ability. They've proven it. But the Lakers got some legends. They've got Luka. They got LeBron. They seem to have the chemistry. Can some of these younger guys step up, like you said, Danny G? Some of these big guys step up. Can Austin Reeves continue to be that energy and that force that they need?
Yeah, can LaRavia still get some playing time and fit in?
So I wouldn't count them out. They got some things that OKC doesn't. OKC might have that youth and energy. The Lakers got legends. They got Luka and LeBron. And if they could play the way they played last night, it could happen. It could happen if they catch fire or keep fire going.
I mean, could I give you a little fun fact though about this year's Oklahoma City Thunder that would discourage any other team in the NBA?
Fun fact, you say, huh? Let us decide if it's fun or not.
All right, it's a mildly fun fact.
Okay. I don't want you to falsely advertise.
You're not going to be rolling around like, man, Rich, you got me again. OKC has the highest point differential. Now, I know it's early. We're in the first month. But they have the highest point differential per game by any regular season team in NBA history. They're beating teams by an average of 15.47 points. So their win differential on average, as Danny said, they're smoking teams. It's not like they're, remember opening night of the NBA? Didn't they win an OT in a very close game?
Yeah, it was
Since
then it was like the first game, wasn't it, Danny?
Yeah,
it was a wild ending. Remember?
Yeah,
they beat the Rockets, right? Was it the Rockets? Yo, since then, smoking everyone. So don't be shocked if this team just continues to dominate. So
all right.
we'll come back with some fun NFL. We're going to talk a lot of NFL for the rest of the show. In for Dan Patrick and Spot, our video guy's got his midweek major segment. That's where we get thrown in the loop on some great stories in the world of sports and pop culture that you might have missed. And we let you know, are they mid? Are they major? Are they weak? So we'll go over all that stuff next right here. CNR, in for Dan Patrick.
we're talking Luka now,
Yeah.
and the story is, he's playing big. Like, this is Luka at his best.
He
slim and trim.
came in focused.
Let me give you some of these stats here that'll make you say, whoa.
And by the
5
way-
in a row, 40 points per game, making everyone around him look like a superstar. 40 points per game in comparison to Anthony Davis and Cooper Flagg combined, 35.2 points per game. So that's perspective, right?
Okay.
And they're playing well. He's sort of leading the team, and that's when he's at his best. And they're saying that when LeBron gets in, now you got too many cooks in the kitchen.
Well, I mean, and then, Reeves hasn't played every game, but when he's in there, he's on fire. So, this team has something going on.
Also, Luka has made DeAndre Ayton very good this season.
Who, by the way, was a piece that you and other Laker fans were saying, could he be that big guy they need? And will he fit in? And apparently...
Yeah, the bigs love getting those passes from Luka. It's Lob City with him.
So, Covino's question is, do we even want LeBron back? And I'm just going to quote Steve Covino, the guy sitting next to me.
No. Hold on. Don't kill the messenger. I'm saying this is the question that can only be posed based on what's happening right now. And you do hear that buzz and you do hear that speculation. It's like, if they're playing this well, it's like you're messing with the chemistry all over again.
Well,
Let them win. Let them keep on winning.
Dare I quote you from
Yeah,
a different circumstance?
Sure.
I'll do my best Covino voice.
Oh, boy.
This is before the World Series. Yo, bro. Dude, bro. Can I show one more dude or bro in there?
I know what this is going to be.
Bro. Yo, if I'm the Blue Jays, bro, I don't even know if you bring Bo Bichette back. He might mess with the chemistry, bro.
But what he did is sort of unheard of, unprecedented. He stepped right in like he didn't miss a beat.
But you debated whether or not the Blue Jays should mess with that.
Because, dude, he hadn't played in so long, right? Not that he isn't good. No one's questioning LeBron being good. But maybe they're just better without him right now. That's all.
I think the other thing worth mentioning is Austin Reeves is also off to the best start of his career. And then throw in Jake LaRavia, who was a great offseason pickup, and now you're talking too many cooks in the kitchen, because these are guys that need the ball in their hands.
The answer may lie in between everything we're saying. There's a little place in between all of our points that I think makes the most sense, which is LeBron's not done, but much like in dating, jobs, situations, you might be awesome. You might just not really be awesome for that scenario, and maybe with the current Lakers team, LeBron just doesn't fit anymore. Maybe that's the answer, because by no means is anyone saying LeBron
or
James
is he willing to take a little bit of a step back, which could be good for everybody, and let Luka really lead a little more so that he could still play like Luka and use LeBron as an option. You know what I mean?
I just don't know if he's capable of that, but I think LeBron's certainly not done. LeBron would be such an asset somewhere else. So maybe, I know the only thing that makes sense is maybe you get something for him. I don't know how that would even work at this point, but LeBron James,
LeBron would have to approve the destination.
He'd have to make it work. But
and by the way, you were shooting a messenger. You were shooting at me before. Don't think that there's not a lot of speculation of that on social media and online. That's where the buzz starts. There are a lot of people saying that. Maybe that's a possibility.
I get it, but LeBron's still a guy that could put up triple doubles and
doubt.
put up 25 to 30 a game. So he's not done. I just wonder. It's like you could date a good-looking girl, Covino, but she just might not be right for Steve Covino.
True.
It's like, so let's keep that in mind.
I think the difference this season so far from what we saw at the end of last year is the Lakers have the best bench they've had in a long time.
Yeah, that bench was meager, like Bob Seger.
For sure, and and besides Jackson Hayes, no real big guys to mention. But you got to think about how last season ended. Luka and LeBron do play well together, but it's just the other pieces like Austin Reeves and LaRavia, as I mentioned, where you got to figure out how this all fits together.
We're talking about maybe LeBron needs to go. Imagine LeBron gets healthy, steps in on this team, and they are so dominant that they win the NBA title. LeBron retires, and it's like, can you believe people were saying we should get rid of him? That could very well. Imagine if LeBron steps in and what's already clicking clicks even more.
It would be like Dave Roberts should be fired.
Got to fire Dave Roberts, and he wins another World Series.
Orale, los Vatos Locos forever! Gotta shout out my Vatos Locos. After the Lakers win last night, I did watch Selena y los Dinos, the new documentary. And I'm not even going to lie. I'm not going to say I shed one. But there was one little Puss in Boots tear welling up right here. And my girlfriend's looking at me. She's like, what's wrong with you? You know what happened.
No, it's
and
a
I'm
beautiful
like,
story.
no, man, you don't get it. Selena y los Dinos. Anything for you, Selenas.
I have a question for you, being that I'm down in Texas, the home of all the Selena love.
Yeah.
If there's no Selena, is there no J-Lo? And if Selena doesn't tragically get killed, does Jennifer Lopez turn into the J-Lo we know today? Is J-Lo just the, I hate to say it, but is she like the replacement for what would have been Selena?
Yeah, absolutely. And there would be no Latin explosion. There would have been none of that if it wasn't for Selena y los Dinos. And if you don't believe me, see her in action in the new Netflix documentary. Watch it later. You got that? Yeah, it was really great. It was a great watch. Somehow her dad has a full head of hair again. He went to Maury's Wigs, apparently. But her dad's in the documentary. The whole family's in the documentary. You got the Abraham. Alex versus A-Rod on HBO Max. There's lots of good stuff to watch. And, of course, enjoy the games. Covino and Rich in for Dan Patrick live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. Rich is in Texas. And for over 40 years, Tire Rack has been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive.
Tire Rack.
Fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. Now, Rich, we do this every Wednesday on our show, Covino and Rich, 5 to 7 on the East. You want to get into it now?
Let's do it. Midweek Major. Come on.
Covino and Rich get you over the middle of the week with Midweek Major.
Ooh, I love that.
We throw sports and pop culture headlines and topics at the fellas, and it's like the kids say.
That's so mid. Week definitely major.
CNR scoring. Midweek Major.
Yeah, wow.
It's impressive.
Man.
That's for the Dan Patrick listeners across the country. As we get you hyped up, you hear the horns. That means you have made it to the middle of the work week. All right, before we hand things over to the number one and only host of the segment, usually we roll the two big red love dice in the main studio to see who gets first take.
Yeah.
But Rich is in Texas, as you might have heard.
Do you got Ben Maller's ass penny?
I do.
Oh.
Discontinued.
Discontinued
penny.
ass penny.
Wow.
Speaking-
They don't make them anymore.
Man, Abe Lincoln has been a star on the show today.
Yeah, he has.
All right.
Yeah.
So, Covino, you're in the home studio. You get to call heads or tails. Ready? Go.
Abe Lincoln's heads.
It is Abe's head and
Hell
beer.
yeah. That means I go first.
All right, and now,
Wait,
ladies
what's on the
and
back of it?
gentlemen,
What's on the back of it? Mary Todd's ass?
All right.
the most famous person besides Judy Blume from Scotch Plains, New Jersey. Give it up for Spotty Boy.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Spot.
How are you? Oh, wait, where am I? There I am. Good to see you guys.
You're the video guy. Why do you got the mic right in front of your face?
There's no easy. It's set up really weird. I don't know how to position it properly and also read at the same time.
Just put, off the
That's
side.
better.
Yeah,
You guys
thanks.
can watch. Remember,
All right.
Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube.
All right. All eyes on the on España as the NFL had their first ever game in Madrid on Sunday as the Dolphins took on the Commanders. But it seems eyes strayed away from the game to the singer of the national anthem, facing some backlash for her, quote, stripper outfit. Rich, go Google it right now. Madrid-based singer Karina Pasian had the honor of singing the national anthem at the game, but her outfit, not her voice, caught criticism from fans who saw it as disrespectful. Fans online called the look, quote, classless. The singer defended her look, saying it was approved by the NFL days before her appearance. Her style is a very cabaret style, so it showed off a lot of leg and a lot of chest. And she often uses it. I said, so she apologized for offending anyone, as that wasn't her intention. She just wanted to enjoy the experience and have a good time. That being said, we all know who she is, so it worked out. Midweek or major?
This is mid.
That's so mid.
I had to look it up just to double check. Look, if we're going to turn this into an international game, and it is, we have to realize that people have different levels of appropriateness, I guess, right? Overseas and in other places. And this is not crossing any lines whatsoever. And if run by the NFL already, I understand the NFL is very family-friendly. I don't see any crime here. You see worse walking down the street. There was a story this week from the New York Post at how next level athletic wear is getting. Like, you could see everything. It's very revealing. You can see all the crevassiers and crevices and lines that you're not supposed to see in public. And, you know, if we're seeing that at Whole Foods and we're seeing that walking down the street and at the gym, seeing a woman dressed up, slightly sexy, singing the national anthem in Spain, I think we can handle that. España.
Dude.
So this is a mid-story.
This is a weak story.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I had to look it up, Rich.
I just looked it up. This is like a woman going out on like a date night or something to a fancy restaurant. What is inappropriate about this? Have you never been to the gym? Have you never been out on Halloween? As Covino said, have you never been to Trader Joe's? You see what people wear nowadays?
Maybe.
Have you never been on social media?
Singing the national anthem.
It's kind of the garter belt thing, I think, is what probably made people upset. You know, she's got a little strap thing going.
Oh.
I don't
Looking
know.
at it right now, it's fine, whatever. It's a little
Did she have
flowy.
to apologize for it? She had it cleared. That's the other weak part of the story.
Oh, say can I see what I like? And I like it. So, listen, weak story. Get over it. I mean, again, you see what? You ever go to a water park and tell me what you say? My goodness, people are inappropriate everywhere. This is mild. Next story.
All right. Water park, you say, huh? All right. I spent a lot of
people at water parks. Forget what they look like.
Spent a lot of time the past couple hours talking about LeBron. Well, he is in this next story. Two notable players will be absent from Team USA's basketball team come 2028, as both LeBron and Steph Curry have confirmed they will not participate in the Olympic Games. Odd considering it's right in our backyard, right in Los Angeles. So on his Mind the Game podcast that he hosts with Steve Nash, LeBron, when asked, said, "You know my answer. I'll be watching it from Cabo." Curry commented recently, he was asked, "God willing, I still have the choice and the physical option to feel like I can actually impact the team. I never say never, but I highly doubt it." LeBron and Curry were both integral in Team USA in 2024 as they both won gold, defeating France in Paris, which they both noted. And LeBron, of course, snagged the MVP honor during that game, midweeker major.
Because of the names involved, it's a major story.
Definitely major.
And we're talking Olympics, but do I understand? 100%. We just talked about how LeBron's in a different stage of his career. This dude needs to rest. He's earned it. It's fine. He's been there. He's done that. There's no need for him to get out there again. Is it a loss for international fans? Yeah, of course. Do we want to see him out there? Yeah, of course. But time for other people to step up. Steph Curry, same thing. He's 37 years old. These dudes need to practice load management any way they can. And if it means dipping out from this, then I'm okay with it because we've seen it before. Time for someone else.
Now, this story is major because these names are major. But this is just the way that the NBA and basketball has to usher in these new young stars.
Exactly.
Make it about the new young stars. What are you going to do? Are you going to go the well? It's like, there was a point where wrestling was wheeling out old-ass wrestlers because, they were just living off the nostalgia. The late, great Hulk Hogan. You would have these guys that would make an appearance every so often. Like, you got to move on to the next generation. And you know who got crap for this? Remember Diana Taurasi was taking up a spot for the WNBA, and everyone's like, dude, you've been in like 11 All-Star games, and it was the Olympics. Like, Give a chance to the younger people. How much gold do you need, LeBron? Unless he's going to melt it down and sell it at Costco. You saw they have like $4,100 a bar now?
No, you nailed it, Rich. Yeah, and invest in gold, everybody. You nailed it. It's a great platform for these other big stars to get recognition, to familiarize with international fans. So, yeah, it's a great move, I think.
All right. Soccer legend Cristiano Ronaldo. By the way, I have to... Politics aside, because I know how people get. Beaming after getting a chance to meet President Donald Trump. So just weeks ago, the star said he'd love to meet the president during an interview with Piers Morgan. He said he's one of the people who can change and help change the world, and that's his main objective, to meet Trump and talk about world peace. Well, you got to do it this week. He was invited to the White House for a black tie dinner for the Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed Al Salman. Others in attendance included Elon Musk, Apple's Tim Cook. So Ronaldo now plays for the Saudi Pro League. That's why he was invited. Trump spoke about how he got serious cool points with his son Barron, who's a huge fan of Ronaldo. Trump said Barron got to meet him, and I think he respects his father a little bit more now. Just the fact I introduced you. The White House posted an image of Ronaldo walking with the president with the caption, "Two goats, midweek or major."
If there was some juice to it, it'd be major, but there's really not. So it's kind of cool, so I'll say it's mid. But
That's
didn't
so mid.
Trump recently say, "I don't like good-looking people"? Right? Did he say that recently? He did say that.
Did.
So maybe Ronaldo's slipping a little bit. I don't know, but
I saw a
beaming?
statue.
Yeah.
I saw it looks bad.
I don't like how they use the word beaming after seeing Trump. However, you said politics aside. Quite frankly, I don't care about your politics. I feel like if you ever have the chance to meet any president of our United States, you take that honor, whether you agree or disagree with them. Rich, I've never met a president. I mean, I've seen a president like out and about. We worked at Sirius XM and we've seen a few presidents. You get a chance to meet a president, I think it's an honor, and I applaud Ronaldo for feeling the same.
I think it's again, because there's no real juice to it. I'm with Covino. It's mid,
That's
but
so mid.
it is cool to see Ronaldo wanting to meet Donald Trump. What a wild combination that is. I'm sure Donald was more excited to see his beautiful wife Georgina. Ooh. Hey, you know what? Better to meet the president than have him call you Piggy, I guess, right?
Quiet. All right.
Quiet, Piggy.
As you know, Josh Naylor just signed a new 5-year, $92.5 million contract with the Mariners. And Naylor citing one of the key factors in his decision to stay with Seattle, and that's the clubhouse dog Tucker. Naylor was traded to the Mariners from the Diamondbacks ahead of the 2025 trade deadline, playing just 54 games with the Mariners going on to the postseason. And he said a big part of him feeling right at home, aside from his teammates and fans, was Tucker. He said it created a great vibe in the clubhouse, put him over the edge based on the joy that it brought. And he said, quote, "I love that little guy." Naylor promised to continue to give back to the fan base and his teammates, saying that he hopes to bring the franchise a World Series win in the next 5 years, and says that he would love to spend the rest of his career in Seattle, raise a family there. Midweek or major?
So when he said he likes to hang with his dog, he actually meant the dog?
Yeah, he meant the dog.
Oh, I thought he meant like one of his teammates.
No, he meant the dog.
The dog? I think it's
Who do you think he meant? Cal Raleigh?
I thought he meant Cal Raleigh's big dumper. I don't know. It's a mid story.
That's so mid.
Nothing's moving the needle for you today, huh?
I mean, it just is. It's nothing on you. It's no reflection of the stories out there. Josh Naylor's a good player. Staying with Seattle. What more can I say about it? It's because of the dog? I mean, I love dogs too. Hey,
I'll tell you what more you could say about it. I think it's great, and people love dogs for some reason. I love dogs, but I mean, like, people love their pets. So, like, this is going to pull at the heartstrings of Mariners fans. Like, oh, my God, and he loves the dog. So, hey, Josh Naylor making himself a fan favorite by saying, I'm quick to sign this contract. I want to stay in Seattle. This is my home. That's a way to win over fans. Because something I want to get to before the end of the show is the Mets possibly dropping the ball and letting Pete Alonso go. And if Josh Naylor's getting 5 years, remember that number, because I want to bring it up later when we talk a little baseball before we get out of here. 5 years for a guy like Naylor, right? Just remember that.
Josh Naylor, if you look at him, he looks like a Hispanic sort of Paulie D. Next time you see him, think Paulie D. Oh, yeah, GTL, baby.
Cabs are here.
He looks like a chubby Hispanic Paulie D.
All right, guys. That's all I got. Those are my mid-stories. Appreciate you hanging.
That's how you wrap it up? You go, yeah,
that's it for Midweek Major.
All right.
Until next week.
That's the way the cookie crumbles.
That's the way the stories are mid.
And I am out of here.
All right, thanks,
Thank
guys.
you, Spot. Again, at Spot Center. You can see Spot. You can see all of us. Covino and Rich FSR. Watch what you hear. Midweek Major. Those are your stories. Most of them kind of mid, not going to lie.
All right. There's a hypothetical, and it has to do with Shedeur Sanders and sports Nepo babies. I want to touch on real quick before we get out of here. And a thought about Polar Bear Pete Alonso and a crucial mistake I feel like the Mets are bound to make. So we'll get to that and more. Try to squeeze in a lot of fun. Last hour of the DP show. Covino and Rich right here on Fox Sports Radio.
promise of Covino and Rich.
Tom Brady was robbed. Here's a guy who really can't complain that much, but no one wants to be robbed. And the story goes like this. Some dude walks into the Lower Manhattan store, and he pulls like $10,000 worth of cards, and he brings them to the register, and his cards declined. And the kid's like, sorry, sir. I'm improvising here now. Sorry, sir, your card's declined. And he's like, nah, it's not. And the kid is like sort of, and he does some sort of like magic trick because he tricks the kid into believing like, nah, it's all good. Walks out with $10,000 worth of merchandise and memorabilia. And it got us thinking of cards that we thought would be worth something, but they're not.
Almost like what were you robbed into thinking? Like
Right.
I think back to baseball cards. I'll say this. These were the cards that I tried to mass collect because I'm like, one day, this is going to pay off.
And for the record, like Rich said, we're still big fans. Look at this one. I just got this one this week. Aaron Judge, rookie.
Yeah.
Call the judge and get some fudge.
I get it.
Donnie baseball, bro. Look at this one. Got the uniform in there. Look at that. I got your Shohei rookie in a bet.
It's cards are on a big comeback the last like 5 years. But
For sure.
when we were kids, let's shout out some cards that we thought were going to be valuable. And we were, as Fonzie would say, wrong.
And we got to state the obvious. It's because a lot of these were mass produced or that player really didn't amount to what we thought.
It's one of those. It's either they never amounted to shit or they made a million copies of them.
Right.
And you could still go to some hobby shops and buy packs of 80s cards for like $5. So it's
Hobby
like,
shops. I'm going to the card vault.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
I'm a big Tom Brady guy.
Can we start with former New York Met, Greg Jeffries? Because I'm not the only one that thought he was a future star.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. This was a hot card. We thought he was the next Lenny Dykstra, next Nails, even better. We saw the videos of him swinging the bat underwater. Like he had cool workout techniques. I even had the scorecards, like a buttload of Greg Jeffries cards.
But that was the one. That was the Topps future star. And I remember being like, yo, I'm going to mass collect these.
I remember investing a lot into Greg Jeffries and Tom Gordon, too. Flash Gordon.
Oh, well, there was a Yankee. Remember Brian Taylor?
Yeah.
That was one that I remember investing in. How about this one? A card that we all sought out. And I remember thinking like, yo, this is like when he was on Team USA. This is wild. It was in the traded set.
Yeah.
The Mark McGwire Team USA. Now, there are some like PSA rated 10s that are worth a good amount of money. But if you just have the rando one without the little emblem, like if you got just a regular traded set, it's like $15.
$15 on eBay, but this was one of the holy grails of our childhood because that was considered his rookie. His USA card, Mark McGwire, the Bash brother, no way.
Before he was an A.
Yeah, before he was an A, that was the card to get. You thought by now it'd be worth millions.
$15. Shout out to one of my childhood friends, Phil, who sold all
Phil Mabosak?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that guy.
Phil convinced all our friends that we needed to really make sure we acquired as many upper deck Todd Van Poppels as possible.
Should have said acquire the McGuire, but you said Van Poppel.
The Van Poppel.
Van Poppel.
I mean, another Oakland Athletic at the time. Todd Van Poppel. He had he was a big leaguer, but there was a point where we thought Todd Van Poppel was the shit.
He had no popple. It didn't pan out the way we thought. And I think the name really stuck with us as kids, and we believed in it. Get this card that we thought would be worth something, $10. $10. And again, $10 is $10.
Yeah, but Covino, it says top prospect. I'm sold.
Top prospect, upper deck, and upper deck was hot back then.
And by the way, that was my primo collecting days. 91 upper deck. That was like the primo time for me, at least.
Oh yeah,
late 80s, early 90s. But yeah, Todd Van Poppel. Let me throw another name at you. A guy that clearly did work out, but again, mass production. It wasn't a picture of him. It was the painting on those Don Russ Diamond Kings.
It was the Diamond Kings, yeah.
Oh my God, Ken Griffey Jr.
Oh, you got to get that one.
Oh, it's a drawing.
You
of
go
him.
to the card show and you're like, you got the Ken Griffey Diamond Kings? And you probably overpaid for it. Yeah, kid, give me $60 for that.
Again, there's special edition ones that are worth a lot, but that one again is like $5.
$5. $5.
Come on.
Not worth really what you thought it would be. And I think the holy grail of what every kid of the 80s, 90s had to get their hands on was another A, because the A's were hot. Athletics were big back then. 89 champions. The Jose Canseco rated rookie. I still got it.
Got laid early, and it's been fun.
Covino and Rich in for Dan Patrick. Watch what you hear. Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube. Please subscribe for free. Covino and Rich FSR. Stay in touch. Keep in touch with us. And our bonus podcast is there. Overpromised. You can watch Overpromised with Covino and Rich. Covino and Rich FSR. We're live from the Fox Sports Radio studios. And J-Lab is the perfect gift this holiday season. Give the gift of sound with the J-Buds party speaker or the gift of silence, because J-Buds Lux over-ear headphones have active noise canceling. Visit jlab.com. Use promo code DAN20 for 20% off. Find them at Amazon or look for that blue box at a retailer near you. That's jlab.com. I always notice that blue box now, for real. I'm like, oh, there it is.
Yeah,
J-Lab.
no doubt. And by the way, isn't that what you asked me for the holidays? You want me to just give you the gift of silence, not to talk to you?
Yes. That's Sir Yaps a lot. Rich Davis, Blubber Lips Davis. I'm Covino, Danny G, Sam, Spot. It's the show. Again, 5 to 7 on the East normally. Covino and Rich. And thanks again, Dan Patrick fans. But props to Dan Byer. He's usually a part of our show as well. He'll be in early this afternoon for us. Now, Rich.
Props to my dude Simon, who's been helping me out here in Austin, one of the guys that works for iHeart, the head dude here. So, honestly, just good company. I'm here. I need someone to talk to during the breaks. You know me, although I can't sit here by myself.
Oh, shout out to all the
Poor
affiliates and everyone listening on the iHeart app. And, yeah, we got a great team, Fox Sports Radio. So pumped to be a part of it. Now, I've been seeing a lot of memes. We talked a lot about LeBron today, but memes are saying that the NFL version of Bronny James is Shedeur Sanders. And as of today, it's official. I mean, we assumed it anyway. Shedeur Sanders is getting his first NFL start this Sunday against Danny G's Raiders. So it's a battle of the, who sucks more of the 2-8 teams. Who's going to be more ass is really the question. Is it going to be Shedeur Sanders or Geno Smith?
Well, it's a great situation for Shedeur. I always felt this way in baseball. You know, when a pitcher comes off of a rehab assignment or, comes back from Tommy John, I always find it weird when they're like, and their first start's against the Dodgers. Like, to me, that's counterproductive. Your first start in the NFL against the Raiders, that's a blessing. Imagine your first start. Hey, the first start, we're going to throw you up against a top-tier team. You don't want that. This is a good opportunity for Shedeur to possibly gain some confidence.
Well, again, he wasn't proud of his last performance. 4 for 16, 47 yards, 1 interception.
Yeah.
He knew he didn't play well. So I agree with you there, Rich. This is a great opportunity to turn that around.
Now, Rich, you're right about the Raiders' O-line with a lot of injuries. No Colton Miller, no JPJ, and that's why that O-line leaks like a sieve. So the Browns are going to be licking their chops there, but Shedeur is going to be chased by Max Crosby, so that's still a good test.
Ooh,
who's more ass this weekend?
Welcome to the NFL as Max Crosby drives him into the ground. So yeah, that is another layer of it. But let me ask you this hypothetical. I thought of this, Danny, when you were sending me the clips of Shedeur and you and I were talking about Bronny and the Lakers. Of the two Nepo babies, it certainly get a lot of crap. And listen, they've got a lot of great opportunities and blessings in their life. They're part of the Sanders family and the James family. But if you were to guess, 5 years from now, we're doing the Covino and Rich show on Fox Sports Radio still, hopefully. We're talking it up, talking about everything in sports. Are either of these guys still in a professional league in 5 years?
As of now, I think Bronny James has more of that chance. I think we're seeing him get better and better. We haven't had that opportunity to see Shedeur Sanders get better and better yet in the NFL. As of right now, in this moment, 5 years from now, I believe Bronny James will be in the league before Shedeur Sanders. By the way, there's a Bronny James update. He moved out of the house. He finally, I thought he was going to be a stay-at-home son. You know, there's a new trend called stay-at-home sons, where if you mow the lawn and take out you're sort of earning your keep there. You're paying your rent by helping around the house. LeBron James announced that he's out. He moved out. But, yeah, my answer would be Bronny James. Hit a nice 3 yesterday. You could see him building his confidence. That's not to say that the story's written on Shedeur Sanders.
I mean, you could argue that both will still be in their leagues in 5 years, but I think Bronny could be, by then, perhaps an effective bench player, a role player on a team where Shedeur, I mean, listen, he could play himself into a starting job, or you could see him being a guy trying to find himself on a practice squad or a backup quarterback spot. But
yes, I was just going to say, Rich, he could be a serviceable backup.
Yeah, so with that said, I think both guys, while they are, quote, Nepo babies, you got to earn your keep in professional sports. And I think both guys, while not stars like their pops, I think both guys could admirably contribute somewhere to a team. So I think both of them we shall maybe not headline talk about, but I think they'll be in the league. Now, Covino, maybe we have to push this till our show tomorrow. But how important do you think it is for a team to keep their star player happy? Because I'm seeing a lot of buzz from New York. We live in LA, but we're New Yorkers at heart. I'm a big Mets fan. There's a lot of buzz that David Stearns, Steve Cohen and company don't really plan on offering Pete Alonso more than maybe 3 years, and he wants like 5, 6, or 7. I'm sorry, 6, 7, or 6 or 7 year contract. And if you see a guy like Josh Naylor getting 5 years, you don't think Pete Alonso would be insulted by a 3 and immediately be like, yep, this is over?
I think he's done everything in his power. I think he's a victim of just being himself. He's portrayed in a goonish sort of way, sort of a goony, goobery kind of guy. He's sort of just a goofy guy, but he still hits bombs and he puts up big numbers and he plays well for your Mets. He's only 30 years old. He's a fan favorite. He's 30 years old. He's young.
You could argue.
If Naylor's getting that type of deal, then yes, Alonso gets that type of deal. So that's actually great news for Pete Alonso.
You could argue. You could argue that he is the best homegrown Met of all time. Step aside David Wright, and you're not going to sign this guy? This is a tragic mistake by the Mets. So maybe we'll touch on that more. And, of course, you can catch us every day, 5 p.m. Eastern. Thank you, DP. Thank you, Danettes. And, again, love you guys. Until next time, arrivederci, baby.
See you in the promised land.
All right, have a great Wednesday. Let's go.
Enjoy, guys. Thank you.